I know my limitations now. That thing would hit me in the face. It would hit me in the face. There's no question.
I mean, considering you managed to get injured in that one basketball game, just
correct,
basically running forward.
It was tricky. Forward is tough.
Your fall was so massive.
It was.
In the beginning, I actually thought that you were playing this up for the crowd, like leaning into the Mason injury
Oh,
bit,
my God.
Because I was like, human beings do not fall like that.
Correct.
That has to be a pratfall.
Yeah. It was not.
No.
It was real.
You went to the hospital.
Well, you know what's funny? Juan refused to take me to the hospital. He said, "You're stupid. You're stupid for doing that. If you want to go to the hospital, I took an Uber to the hospital." Juan was just not having it at all. So, we got to, this is one of the most exciting starts to a season. I think this is the best Rams roster they have had in the 10 years that they've been here in Los Angeles. They are absolutely stacked, absolutely loaded. Now, the one thing I don't buy the Vita Vea rumors. I know the Rams are like the betting favorite for Vita Vea.
It's like the
just
Dodgers
don't think
thing
so.
where like they'll always be in the conversation because of how aggressive they are, because of what they did with getting Myles Garrett. So I think that they're always going to be mentioned.
Well, this actually speaks to how stacked this team is and why they are considered the prohibitive favorite. ESPN has a piece with the 5 favorites to land Vita Vea if a trade happens.
Yeah.
The Rams are not actually on it.
Oh,
because
they're not.
I think
Okay.
even the ESPN people realize, okay, a joke is a joke.
Yes.
Enough. You guys do not need Vita Vea. Calm down.
By the way, and it's not a need for us. Puna Ford has been really, really good at nose tackle. There's really no reason to go out and get Vita Vea except to show off and say, look at us.
Yes.
He's the
Look at
Scooble.
us. We got everybody.
He would be the Scooble.
No, the Scooble we need. The Scooble we now need. Don't me.
I just think that it's all going to work itself out, I think, with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think it's all the pitching is going to work itself out. I think Vita Vea would be nice, but I think what they have right now with the Rams is going to be nice. And maybe that one extra special.
Oh,
Aaron
maybe.
Donald.
Maybe it will.
It's want versus need.
Yeah.
The Dodgers may want Scooble. I don't know if they need him. The Rams definitely don't need Vita Vea at all.
No, they
might
do not.
want him, but they don't need him.
It would be redundant to have him because Puna Ford's been so good. Now the other guy, I was listening to the quote. I mean, it seems like it's happening.
What? Oh, Aaron? I think
it seems like it's happening, question mark?
I think if they keep on mentioning it, and I think the Rams are leaving the door as wide open as possible.
Yep.
And I think Aaron would have shut down the rumors sooner if he wasn't going to come. You know? I think maybe it's just like how, when, and just this final dotting the T's and crossing the I's.
It also feels to me, too, like Donald is in the process of figuring out, A, do I truly want to do this?
Yep.
B, can I truly do it? Because you don't want to do is show up and look like a lesser version of Aaron Donald.
Sure.
Because that becomes the last version of him that you see, as opposed to the guy who's one of the all-time greats at his position.
Mm-hmm. What is really cool is that when Miles comes on this afternoon, I worked out with his people. He's going to read us all the text messages between him and Aaron.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a little self-producing on that one, Em.
I'm very excited to see Myles Garrett, though, in person, though. I'm excited to see
Me too.
what he looks like out on the field. It's just one of those things where it doesn't feel real until you see him in person, in those numbers, just wreaking havoc.
It does feel like, and the Rams are favored all over the place in Vegas to win the Super Bowl, to win the NFC, obviously. I wonder how other teams feel. Like, I wonder how Seattle feels when they hear all about the Rams. Because nationally, like, I watch The Get Up, I watch First Take. There's a lot of Rams on there. And I would imagine that the defending champs probably get a little irritated by it.
I'm sure there's a little chip on their shoulders. Like, oh, yeah, we are the defending champs. We should be the ones that are leading the way. And they didn't really lose anybody.
No, didn't lose anybody.
They paid JSN.
Yep.
They lost their Super Bowl MVP.
Sure.
But everybody else in their team's coming back, and Sam Darnold should have another great year. But I think that the Rams, it just felt like last year. The Rams felt like the better team.
They
just
did.
had a couple mistakes and then didn't get to the Super Bowl.
If I'm Seattle, if I'm the guys on this team, I'm just like, good. Go hype those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Go hype them. If you don't want to pay attention to us as the reigning Super Bowl champs, great. You didn't pay attention to us on the way to winning a Super Bowl.
Right,
so
right.
Go put all the pressure on those dudes. It may turn out, by the way, that all the hype about the Rams was justified.
Sure.
Because I think this team should be considered the favorite. But if I'm the Seahawks, I actually enjoy that. It also makes the fact that 2 of the last 3 games are Rams-Seahawks.
I know.
It makes it even spicier.
Yeah, it does. And if you go back to those games, they were electric games. They were 2 of the best games I've seen as a Rams fan coming out on the short end of both of them. And we were a fake safety and a muffed punt away from beating them twice.
I know I've heard, I think it was Ireland yesterday, was saying that he was upset that it took so long to get even the first game against the Seahawks happening on the schedule, much less both of them. I'm actually glad it's this way because I think it makes it more exciting as a Rams fan watching the entire season. I also think it's really good for keeping this team dialed in for the entire season because they spend the whole year knowing, okay, we got 2 big games in weeks 15 and 17.
Yep.
I think it's awesome from an entertainment standpoint.
I will say their entire schedule is littered with very difficult games, like the first 5 weeks of the season.
I mean, they're a beast. You got the schedule in front of you.
Yeah, so we have the travel to Melbourne, which is going to be a bear in itself, and they're playing San Francisco, the 49ers, their divisional rivals in that game. Again, who knows what's going to happen with Kyle Shanahan at that point in time.
That's right.
He's going to be coaching their team. Hopefully, he is well enough to be able to do that. But then week 2, they have the Giants home.
Yeah.
And again, who knows what's happening with the Giants? They have a new coach. They have their quarterback in their second year.
Could do a flip.
Yeah, they're running back and do a flip, and who knows with them. So they could be great. They could be the typical Giants.
Right.
And then you have the Broncos, who went to the AFC Championship
great.
game.
I'm actually going to that game in Denver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you and Juan.
Yeah, me and Juan and his parents are going to be there.
And then that is a Sunday night football game. And then we have the Eagles in Philadelphia, and I know that is a house of horrors for this Rams team because they've been so close 2 years in a row of beating the Eagles in Philadelphia, and they have yet to have a win in those 2 years. Then you have the Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. So those are the first 5 weeks, which is why when some people say, oh, maybe Aaron will return in week 6 past that 5-week gauntlet to start the season. But I do think that if the Rams come out even 3-2 out of that 5-week gauntlet, I'd be happy with where they were.
Yeah, boy, that's a lot of national TV in the first couple weeks, too, isn't it? The Rams, everybody loves the Rams on TV now.
I will say the last time they had this many primetime games was the 5-12 season, so that doesn't necessarily bode well, but I think this team is in a different spot than that team was.
Yeah, I do, too.
I'm excited. I am really
It makes you want to go hit somebody.
Yes.
Makes you want to go hit somebody.
You and I should go out to the sled right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this.
Again, know your limitations. That's what I say. Know your limitations. It's fun to be out here. I am so excited for Rams season. It's my favorite time of the year. And a lot of the summer, I'm just counting down to football.
Yeah.
I'm just getting ready for the NFL.
You and Scott Hansen. Every Sunday he's posting, oh, look, 6 weeks till you see me.
Exactly.
5 weeks till you see me.
Exactly. And it is, for me, the best time of year. And we'll hear from Myles Garrett a little bit later on. A couple of nuggets. It's interesting. I heard yesterday that Kyren Williams has been practicing returning punts. Now, special teams were a huge problem for the Rams last year. They seem to have worked out the kicking game late.
Yes.
But
they have a new coach, too.
In terms of protections on kicks and that sort of thing. And then does it make sense for Kyren Williams to be your punt returner?
I feel like they are practicing it for the optionality to make sure that he's able to do it because he is an explosive player. He knows how to evade. He knows how to find the holes in other teams. And so if you can get him to be an explosive returner, that would be awesome. He is very valuable. But you also do have Blake Corum, who's a great running back too. So if for some reason he gets injured, which we hope not, but I think it's just for optionality, the option to have it. But I think the majority of these punt returns and kick returns are going to be done by Jordan Whittington, Xavier Smith, Kanata Mumfield, maybe some of these wide receivers that have this pop, especially Jordan Whittington. I think he's going to have a great year.
Yeah, I think he could slide into that third receiver spot.
Yeah,
he's got 1 year on Mumfield.
Mumfield.
He's got 1 year on him, so he's been in the program a little bit longer. It would not surprise me to see him, although Mumfield made some great catches in key situations last year.
He was relied on in the postseason in a couple of different spots. It's kind of like how sometimes we'll see these guys pop randomly, and then the next year after is really where they pop off. But I also have been hearing rumors of C.J. Daniels and how impressive he's been. So I'm excited to see him in person with my own 2 eyes and see how he was a 6th-round draft pick for the Rams out of Miami, played the national championship last year. So I'm excited to see C.J. out here on the field.
Number 6 if you're watching during these practices. But also, this is how you know the Rams are so stacked. We are having a serious and legitimate conversation about third receiver depth and how good it is, like how difficult it is to come up with who would be the number 3 receiver.
Because
on
1
this
and 2
team.
is not even a question.
Right. But also 2, 3, you have legit options. Like, frankly, you could have a conversation about the number 4 receiver.
Yes.
And it's a real conversation.
Because even 1 and 2, the leading receiving touchdowns in the entire NFL.
And the guy who caught more touchdowns than anybody.
No. Receiving touchdowns was Devontae Adams. And then receiving yards was Puka Nacua.
The other stat I love about Puka, I always bring this up, but I love how many first downs. He led the league in first downs with 80. That's how valuable he was. And how
reliable he is.
How in the hell is he not a 99 in Madden? I want to talk to
We should ask
somebody.
Miles about it.
I want to ask, because he's a 99.
He's a 99er.
Yeah. We've got 2 99ers. We've got Stafford and we've got Myles Garrett. Trey McBride, actually, who's a 99er in Arizona, came out yesterday and said, why the hell is Puka not a 99er?
The play on the field speaks for himself. He should be up there. The other 2 wide receivers that were the 99 club were JSN and Jamar Chase, which I have no issues with them being
they're
on it,
great.
But I think there's enough room for one more.
Absolutely.
I think what's interesting, so there was news yesterday, right, about Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
And his bicep.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk about him next.
Okay, let's do that. Shohei Ohtani, if you've not heard, we know about knee. Now we know about bicep. We'll get into it coming up next. We are at Rams training camp live. Andy Kamenetzky in for Ireland 710 ESPN.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! So you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Football season is back, and ESPN LA and Waba Grill have your chance to win. Tune in to the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show the week of August 3rd for the Waba Grill Trivia Question of the Day. Be caller number 7 with the correct answer, and you'll score a $50 Waba Grill gift card. Every daily winner is automatically entered into Friday's random drawing for an unforgettable VIP game day experience. Listen all week on ESPN LA. Waba Grill, an LA original.
The summer savings are heating up at George Chevrolet. Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 models. Visit George Chevrolet off the 91 Freeway, Lakewood exit in Bellflower, and GeorgeChevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Total discount includes $1,000 trade-in assistance for qualified buyers who traded a 2012 or newer vehicle, plus tax, title, license, registration, government fees, and $85 dealer dock fee. Not all customers qualify. Vehicles subject to prior sale. More than 5 available at this price. Offer ends 8/2/26. Call 866-949-4805 for details.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Andy Rodrigue. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
John, you're working with God today.
I love that.
Hey, God. Hey, God.
Thank you.
The biggest show on the radio.
Yeah, lowercase g, not capital G.
Yeah, lowercase g.
Yeah, you're like
exactly
Athena
right.
or out there,
yeah,
whatever.
one of them
Poseidon,
gods, like
yeah.
Mercury or one of them.
Steve Mason and John Ireland right now.
Live at Rams training camp. What a great day it is. It says 37 minutes. I assume that's until the start of training camp. Although number 92 is on the field. That is Harrison Mevis.
First one out, baby.
First one out. We finally solved the kicking situation late last year. He came through huge for the Rams last year. So we're looking forward to good things again. So speaking of, well, no, not good things. This is not good things. I'm going to pivot there to not good things. Shohei Ohtani, this is the first time I heard of it. By the way, Dodgers lose last night. Ohtani had a great night, including a leadoff bomb. But after the game, we find out that Shohei Ohtani, in addition to the left knee, which is his landing leg when he pitches, he is having a problem with his right bicep, which is his pitching arm. Ohtani said his knee's getting better, but the bicep continues to be a problem. Just similar issue with the knee. Do we consider pushing it? Ohtani said through an interpreter, addressing reporters for the first time. It is still July. I think the conversations would be a little bit different in August or September. Ohtani has not played catch in 6 days and has not pitched since July the 3rd. I'm telling you, I am a huge believer that I need Shohei Ohtani's bat in the postseason more than I need his arm. I know he's going to want to do both. And if he's healthy, he's going to do both, and I'm sure he will be phenomenal. But for right now, I want to keep the guy healthy for the postseason. I need his bat more than I need his arm. Right, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, for right now, the way he's being managed with not pitching, he's still hitting through. It reminds me of kind of how Will Smith's being managed. Like, I get a real strong sense that because there is no urgency for him to return right now because the Dodgers are so good, they're going to give him as much time as possible.
Right.
Whether or not Ohtani eventually pitches in the postseason remains to be seen, but for the time being, they do not need to push this at all. There's no reason to put him on the mound.
My question is, why is he playing at all right now? If he's having the knee to the bicep. I know the bicep actually was the issue first.
Yep.
Then it was the knee. Now it's back to the bicep. And he's still hitting, and he's hitting bombs of home runs. And I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it seems to me that if you're having a bicep issue and to go and hit home runs every day or hit balls really hard, does it feel like that is the smartest move? Why not just have no baseball activity until you're 100%?
Although he did hit after Tommy John surgery. He still hit.
In my non-expert medical opinion,
yes,
I think it's all about range of motion and what you're doing. Like what you use your right bicep for as a left-handed hitter is totally different than the motion of a right-handed pitcher and that right biceps. And similar to that knee, when he plants it as a pitcher repetitively over and over and over each pitch, it's different than what he's doing as a batter for one at-bat, and then you don't do it again for another 2 or 3 innings.
But you have a 12.5-game lead. You have a huge lead.
You can play with this.
Why is he playing at all? Let him get on the 10-day IL, put somebody else in this DH position, have it be treated like a real DH position.
Right,
where you
sure.
can have, guys get like time off of their feet too. It just feels to me almost silly to have him out there when he's been having these injuries that are keeping him from pitching potentially. And so I think maybe if you want him to be pitching eventually, to give him more rest.
Yeah, we have no way. Well, I mean,
we're not doctors. We're not
doctors, and we do know the doctors that the Dodgers have are phenomenal.
My guess is, and it's purely a guess, one has nothing to do with the other. Like the way he uses the biceps is for a hitter is so different than the way he uses a pitcher's. If he sat or if he plays, it has nothing to do with the recovery.
Right.
So you might as well just let him play.
So I'm looking at the rotation now. I'm seeing, obviously, Yamamoto.
And with his Ohtani issues, like that, if he's not available
for
the postseason.
Blake Snell, who's now on rehab, he's going to come back pretty quick. Ohtani? Glasnow? Robleski.
Here's what Dave said about this, about the Ohtani pitching, not pitching in the playoffs, the idea about that. So he says, quote, everything that I've heard, that's not the option. I guess anything's possible, but for me, it's highly unlikely. We're doing all of this, number one, to make sure that he's good spot health-wise, but given where we're at in the calendar, if the knee continues to get better, the arm continues to feel better, I would expect him to pitch. So that's basically him saying, I don't think this will be an issue, but anything's possible at this point in time.
Right. Glasnow is throwing off flat ground.
Yep.
Robleski, all-star, has been very good. I personally believe they should get Tarek Skubal. And I don't know if I would call it a need, but with the question marks in the rotation, I think it's you kind of got to add an arm. And you kind of got to get Skubal away from the teams that you will potentially face in the postseason, like Milwaukee.
To me, it's all just about what do you have to give up for him, and do you have any idea if he's going to re-sign with you? Like, if he's truly going to go out to free agency no matter what, I don't know how much a team this stacked needs to give up for a guy, even if it's Skubal just as a rental, because I just feel like
it's not as much as you're thinking. It's not as much as you're thinking. Actually, let's listen to Jeff Passan talk about the latest on Tarek Skubal. Hit it, Brian.
Expectation in the industry at this point is that Tarek Skubal will be traded before the August 3rd, 6 p.m. trade deadline. Where he goes, while everything the Brewers are going to be in it, that the Rays are going to be in it, that the Atlanta Braves are going to be in it, they're all almost resigned to the idea that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to get Tarek Skubal. And if you're the Dodgers, you have questions over Shohei Ohtani's ability to pitch for the rest of the season, frankly. You still don't have Blake Snell off the injured list. You still have Tyler Glasnow on there as well. As good as Yoshinobu Yamamoto is, as great as Justin Wroblewski's been this year, as much depth as the Dodgers have, they have even more Shea in their farm system, so they can afford to give up the types of prospects that Detroit's going to want. To me, it's just a race against the Dodgers at this point, and are any of those other teams willing to go out and beat what they put on the table?
The Dodgers, if you were to diagram a team with stuff that could most likely make this trade, the Dodgers have so much of the stuff. So Tigers want outfield help. The Dodgers have 6 of the top 100 prospects in Major League Baseball who are outfielders, like Hope and who else? DePaula and all those guys down there. Tibbs.
Look, again, it's just a matter of what you have to give up. I'm all for getting Skubal.
Okay,
just so it's
all right,
clear.
Good.
I'm in favor of getting him. I just feel like the Dodgers, and this is an advantage for them, they're not in a position of desperation. Like, they don't have to go to a place where they're uncomfortable. Let's just say, as an example, Detroit wants Wroblewski. If the Dodgers feel like, okay, that's a bridge too far, we need Wroblewski for now and the future, we don't want to give up on him, they don't have to do this.
No.
But do you think somebody like the Milwaukee Brewers will be more desperate to be able to add him? So could another team outbid the Dodgers just because they don't feel like they have to be desperate, and then they'll add extra picks or add extra people to get Skubal on their team?
Yeah.
I just feel like that might be because the Dodgers are less desperate. They might lose on him because of somebody else being more desperate.
Sure. Now, I don't want to face Milwaukee when they're throwing Mizorowski in Game 1. They're throwing Skubal in Game 2. That is a really tough series if you face them in the NLCS or the DS.
You know what, though? I mean, yes, you're right. But at the same time, assuming the Dodgers are healthy, and if they're not healthy, a lot of this goes out the window anyway.
Right, sure.
But if they are healthy, I'll take my chances starting out with Yamamoto and Snell against that group. I will absolutely take my chances.
So the one thing I'll say about this, and this is why the Dodgers, why the Rams, why the Lakers are, I'm going to steal a quote from John Ireland. Star effing driven town. I mean, seriously, this is where stars come to shine, whether it's Ohtani or it's Myles Garrett or it's Tarek, whoever it happens to be, this is where you want to be.
I mean, yesterday you guys were talking about the 1980s.
Oh, the
and
80s!
How wonderful it was because all the stars were in Los Angeles.
True.
That's again happening now. 40 years later, the kids now in 40 years are going to talk about, the 2020s were so lovely because we had Matthew Stafford or Joey Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and, Luka Doncic and LeBron James for the time that he was here. So I think it's interesting that it's happening again in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Did you guys see, by the way, that Skubal had his 1,000th strikeout in Detroit yesterday?
Oh, really?
And he got a standing ovation from the crowd that felt to a lot of people like
hail, fellow well met.
Yep. A, awesome job. B, good luck in your next destination.
Yeah.
We know you're gone.
And
go ahead. Adam.
I think it's interesting because I mentioned LeBron in that thing that we just talked about where all these people in LA. he could have stayed in L.A., but at a different team.
Yeah, we'll do that coming up next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN. You know, one of my really good friends in this town is part of our community. He's the official legal partner of the Rams, where we are right now, official legal partner of the Lakers, official legal partner of LAFC. He is the guy. If you are involved in any kind of accident, and believe me, this gets complicated. It's an Uber or it's a Lyft accident. So now you got to deal with the driver's insurance and the Uber Lyft insurance. Commercial vehicle, you got to deal with the driver and you got to deal with the company that has the truck or the van or whatever that commercial vehicle is. It's super complicated. And here's a way to make it simple. Jacob Emrani, again, a guy I trust, Ireland trusts. If you're involved in an accident, believe me, you're in good hands if you go to Jacob. 800-345-6789. That's 800-345-6789. Or remember, call Jacob.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Have you ever been in one of those 4DX theaters?
The one at Disneyland for I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, same idea.
Yeah, that.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
The one right here, the theater here, is a 4DX.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I went over there to watch a movie one afternoon when I was doing the morning show, and I had something later that day, so I'm like, I'll go see a movie. I had no idea what it was, and I just went, and all of a sudden the seat starts shaking, and water starts squirting around. The smells and the fog and all this other stuff. It's wild.
They put smells?
Yeah, like scents. Like, so let's say you're entering it's an ocean scene. You can get like the scent of salt water in the air. Like they pump it into the room. They're
not going to pump locker room smell, right?
Well, they could.
They're going to pump funk?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't direct the movie, but I mean, if you can put good smells in, you can put bad smells in too.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
Hey, John Ireland here. Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got a Life Source whole house water system. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water with no salt and no regular maintenance. Upgrade your water and your life with Life Source. I did, and I'll never go back. Call the Life Source California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source water, it's not just better, it's essential. Life Source, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Maybe I'm stupid and maybe you disagree.
That's Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Yeah, you are stupid. I have no problem.
Mason and Ireland. Right now.
Some new promos that make me sound dumber than I am. So what's happening, people? We are at Rams training camp. By the way, we were just talking about Tarek Skubal. Next Monday, we are here at Rams training camp, and it will be trade deadline day. I think that's me and Sua, right?
It's going to be you and Sua, but you can talk some baseball. If they get a specials person coming to Dodgers, who knows? But we'll cover it. We'll make sure to do everything.
Absolutely. A couple of guys on the field now here at Rams training camp. Colby Parkinson, great tight end, is out there. Great. Made some big catches last year. Touchdown grabs. Ethan Evans, our punter, is out there. And Nate Landman, who became a folk hero last year. Everybody talked about Landman.
Yeah, he was great. He was awesome.
And the peanut punch.
And in addition, that was a little bit of a surprise right before the season started and was kind of almost like it was free money to play with.
Yeah.
And then he turned into one of those great guys, got an extension during the season. So going to be a great part of this Rams defense going forward.
So here's the thing. I know, and I think I said this, I recorded a podcast last night. In fact, Andy Kamenetzky, Jourdan Rodrigue, and Trevor Lane were all on the podcast. We did a Lakers roundtable for next Tuesday. The one thing I said, and I really do believe this in my heart, I'm tired of talking about LeBron.
Okay.
I'm just exhausted by
I don't get it, Steve.
I don't
get it.
care.
But it's not that I don't respect him, honor him, congratulations, thank you. I'm just like, damn. Let's all move on. So before we do that, LeBron James. We're moving on.
Dave McMenamin had a piece on ESPN today.
The crowd at Rams camp is voting move on.
The idea. What was happening around LeBron when he made his decision.
So Rich Paul says he talked to 27 teams before narrowing it down to the Sixers, the Cavs, the Heat, the Warriors, the Wolves, and the Clippers.
By the way,
27 teams.
Side note. Your team must be ass if Rich Paul did not speak to you at all.
Oh, yeah, if you're one of those few.
So let's speculate on the ones that were not.
Okay. 27 teams.
Memphis.
And by the way, for all intents and purposes, it's 28 teams because the Lakers were not on that list.
Correct, right.
So there's 2 teams in the entire league Rich Paul didn't talk to.
Memphis and the Sacramento Kings.
No, Memphis, I think, is good enough that
he hates Memphis.
No,
he actually came out and
said
he
hates
Memphis.
The hotel.
Oh, he could have lived in New York.
No,
he hates the
Memphis
hotel.
every day.
No. You guys are Milwaukee.
No,
there's no way he's going to Milwaukee.
I can see that, yeah.
Milwaukee and the Kings.
I would believe Milwaukee and Memphis over leaving out Memphis. I think Memphis has to be there.
Again, he said he hates the hotel.
No, I think he said he hates the whole town.
He made it very clear that he does not hate the whole town. He hates the hotel.
He wants him to move to Nashville.
Gun to your head, if you're LeBron and you have to play either with the Grizzlies or this version of the Bucks, which are you taking? It's clearly the Grizzlies. It's not even a choice.
Yeah.
It's just the city of Memphis.
Yeah, it's the city of Memphis.
Milwaukee's no picnic either.
It's Graceland, some barbecue, and...
As opposed to what the Laverne and Shirley said.
That's true. In
Milwaukee.
Right,
What's he doing over there?
Shamago,
he also mentioned that the Clippers were on.
Yeah,
there.
okay, so the Clippers.
We saw a number.
Yeah, we saw a number north of $20 million. The Clippers were willing to go, and instead LeBron took less money to go to Philly. Now,
and it was 1 year north of $20 million.
You want to talk about a legacy destroyer. Legacy destroyer. Go sign with the Clippers. Seriously? By the way, that team is going nowhere. The Clippers going absolutely nowhere. I saw over-under numbers. They're like in the 30s. I have no idea. I have no clue what they're doing.
They don't know yet.
They just wanted to sell some tickets by getting LeBron.
They don't even know yet if Kawhi Leonard will still be on this team or not. I mean, they're truly... Forget going nowhere. They're stuck in place right now.
Yeah, they are.
Also another team that would have maybe been a legacy destroyer, we'll see, but the Celtics.
Destruction of legacy if he had gone to Boston. Destruction of those are like the two places that I would say LeBron is dead.
But I mean, as we can tell, LA fans already hate him.
They already
do. Might as well just
it's the
hate
biggest
him on
disconnect
the
of my career, as John Ireland would say.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Which, by the way, guys, we are still going to do Sports Graffiti today.
Yes.
It just might be a little later because we're going to have new Laker, Kevon Looney, coming at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So if you want to come in and tell us and ask us why we're still talking about LeBron, you're free,
Feel
but
free.
just not at 1 p.m.
And by the way, good news for everybody. That concludes LeBron Talk for today. We're getting cheers from the crowd.
Never let it be said that we don't give the fans what they want.
Okay.
Literally cheers.
Lakers talk.
Yes.
Looks like today Dave McMenamin was talking about how Luka is hosting the entire Los Angeles roster in Slovenia for a 4-day mini camp in August. Source close to the Lakers told ESPN.
They're going to Ljubljana.
They're going to Ljubljana tourism.
That's a long flight for a 4-day camp.
It is.
Yeah.
But here's what I heard.
Are the 4 days when they're in Slovenia and like 2 days on the side for travel?
I heard that Slovenia is actually an under.
Oh,
it's a very underrated vacation
It's just
spot.
not Vegas.
Like
which
the
is
people that used to
45
go to
minutes away.
Croatia now go to Slovenia. Croatia's beautiful. Slovenia is like just coming on. So I think they're going to have a blast.
I mean, look, first of all, it's an incredible opportunity for all of those players just to visit a country they've never been to with the country's favorite son. Like, you want to talk about everything being opened up for all those Lakers, because with Luka, it's like when Ohtani had all of the players going around Japan.
Right.
Remember, like, they went to that incredible sushi place where everything was specifically done for them because, again, they're with Ohtani. They're going to see, like, all of Slovenia, the best of Slovenia.
Right,
Well, too bad Jackson Hayes isn't here anymore and could exercise
I know.
his,
He's a Slovenian citizen.
It's got to kill him, man.
That's too bad.
With his roots in Slovenia.
Hey,
not to be a part of this.
Maybe this is Luka's long-term plan, is to build up the Slovenian national team. So he's going to bring everybody out to the mini camp. They're going to fall in
They all
love with
get passports
Slovenia.
while they're
They're
there.
all going to get citizenship all there, and then Slovenia at the next World Cup is going to take over.
You're
for
a
this
citizen,
Lakers.
and you're a citizen, and you're a citizen.
LeBron never even took him to Akron. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But it is did take them to Vegas, or like was part of that thing. They did their bonding in Vegas or whatever.
But this is a great leadership thing. This is a great set for the reset. It's a great opportunity for the Lakers.
That leadership piece you bring up, I think, is really important because this year, I mean, like, it's truly Luka's franchise in all facets, and that includes the responsibility of leadership.
Right.
And I'm not doubting Luka can do it, but we've never seen him do it at this level with this team. This is a great way to launch like the true Luka Doncic era.
And the one thing I'll say about Luka, because there's always this talk about who not embracing the town. Luka has done every single thing right. I mean, every single thing, whether it's paying for parking or fixing a Kobe mural or the way he deals with the media, paying for a playground, all that stuff, and now taking the team to Slovenia for a mini training camp is again, the right thing.
I mean, it lines up with everything he did in Dallas. Like, he was really involved with the Dallas community. He was on the verge of purchasing a second home in Dallas when he got traded. Like, it seems like when he puts down roots, he really tries to put down roots.
Yeah.
So we're here at training camp, and Andy, I think I saw your next haircut over there. Number 69, Kevin Dotson.
Yesterday I agreed to do it.
You did agree to do it.
If
If
they
the
win the
Rams win the
Super
Super Bowl, Mason's going to get the Kevin Dotson haircut.
I think it's a great haircut.
Would I just do it on the sides?
Yes, you would just
the
paint
ram
it
horns on the sides.
Actually, I think you just paint
You have
them
to
on.
paint the blue like a Blue Man Group.
You know what, Mace? I'm in with you. If they win the Super Bowl, I will do the horns on the side. of my
Okay,
head. Why
there
not?
you go.
Why not?
Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it.
We also got Jordan Whittington on the jugs.
Yeah, I
We
saw
got
Blake.
CJ
I
Daniels
saw
on
Blake
the jugs.
Corum roll in.
Yeah. I know that Jordan Whittington is one of the guys that is always out there way early on the jugs, doing it every day, which is why I think when he's needed, he is always at his best.
Yes. Oh, man. I would die on that thing. That thing would kill me. You mentioned that movie Him, which I saw earlier this year.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Him, it's a movie about a football player who gets kind of into will do anything to be the number one overall pick
And
turns
brutally,
into kind of a gory thing.
Like, lets the jugs ball hit him in the face multiple.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So do you guys want to do icebreakers next?
Yeah, let's do some icebreakers. We don't know who's going to stop by. We know Myles Garrett is going to be here a little bit later on in the show, but there's some reporters that are hanging around, and we'll grab them and put them on the air today as we're live from Rams training camp. And we've got icebreakers coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Andy is in for John, 710 ESPN.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
So the other day I called Mike Trudell off air. Guess who answered the call? Yep, it was Mrs. Trudell.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Why you gotta make it weird, man? It is wonderful. I adore her. I'm not sliding into her DMs now. I'm on the phone.
See, like, now, were you nice about it? Like, if I called Bergie and Mean Gene answered, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? I called Bergie. I'd be a real a-hole.
no. Here's what
you would not be an a-hole.
Here's what Cappy
But
did.
that's not
Hey,
the thing
girl!
against Gene.
Hey, girl!
If I called Beto and his Heino picked up, I'd be like,
3 in the morning.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I called Beto. Can you put Beto on the phone?
I was very nice.
He's in trouble right now. Lo tengo amarrado.
I just acted like his mom answered the phone. I was like,
Hi, is Mike home? Can I speak to Mike, please?
Hi, Mrs. Trudell. Is Scotty home?
Right.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Guys, Pizza Hut takes me back old school. Birthday parties, Little League, Friday nights. There was always something special about the Hut. Now, celebrate again with Pizza Hut's new throwback value menu. Iconic favorites like a personal pan pizza, breadsticks, and a 2-liter soda starting at just $4. Feed the family with the original stuffed crust pizza, $11.99 for a 1-topping medium. Try new additions like triple cheese, mac, and gooey s'mores sticks. Go to pizzahut.com or order now on the Pizza Hut app.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Jourdan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Oh, it's Icebreakers time.
All right, that's right, the big voice guy. Listen to Mason and Ireland, weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
Exactly right. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka, your fit-friendly vodka with no sugar added, 64 calories an ounce, and keto-friendly. Let's do it. Icebreakers, presented by Blue Ice Vodka on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
All right, we got 3 icebreakers left in the month of July, and John has a 20-point lead over the others.
Andy, this is your day. This is not my game.
This is
Whatever.
the last others left. No, you won a couple months.
Have I won a couple of months?
Yeah, you won March and you won February. That's also because John was gone.
Has to be an act of God. All right.
Okay, so here we go. For 20 points. I was born in 1960 in Somerville, Massachusetts. I was in a movie where I became associated with a popular stock sound effect during my character's death scene. The sound effect is now named after me. Okay. So it would be called the Emily scream if it was about Emily.
Right.
You know?
Stock sound.
Yes. So me screaming would be a stock sound that was used a lot, but it's not me. For 18 points, I appeared on Beverly Hills 90210, Married with Children, King of the Hill, Malcolm in the Middle. I was in a movie alongside Kevin Costner, Kurt Russell, and Courtney Cox.
Does not ring a bell.
For 16 points, I am the longtime spokesperson for Radio Shack, and I made commercials with Terry Hatcher.
Oh, I know this. I know this, Mason.
Go ahead.
Isn't it? Is it Howie Long?
It is Howie Long.
Wow.
16 points for Mason.
I remember those commercials. They were very funny.
I remember him on 90210.
Yes.
My mom believed they were married. If you see them in a commercial, they must be married.
All right, that makes sense.
It's a cute couple. All right, there you have it. There's your icebreakers. It is brought to you by Blue Ice Vodka. We love Blue Ice Vodka. It's made from potatoes, and it's delicious and refreshing, and Lisa Ireland drinks a lot of it. Well, I mean, she drinks the appropriate amount to have fun.
So yesterday was Big Ten Media Day.
Yes.
And I was also listening to this episode coming into here, but a part of my take. But Lincoln Riley was one of their guests.
I know.
So, okay, if anyone doesn't remember
this is so damn funny.
Lincoln Riley, when he was at Oklahoma, posted a photo of his Sunday brisket.
Yep.
And he just got absolutely roasted.
It looks awful. It looks dry.
It was really
looks
dry
tough.
brisket. Didn't look very good. And so one of the hosts at Part of My Take asked him about the brisket, and this is what Lincoln Riley talked about.
I'm not a great cook, but I'm a decent cook, and I know I'll probably get roasted for saying this right here, and that's fine. I don't give a shit, all right? But I think we had a bunch of guys over, our strength coach at the time, this and that. So my buddy had been telling me about doing this brisket, and my buddy's a phenomenal cook, phenomenal. And he'd been talking to me about doing this brisket and doing it in a Worcestershire bath.
Okay.
Right? So, and I love Worcestershire on anything. All right? So I do this, have this brisket. Brisket's phenomenal, but it rips all the pink out of it because it soaks in this bath, right? So when I take the picture, I'm not thinking anything of it because the brisket was really, really good. And people say, no, it wasn't. They weren't there. Yes, it was. But I'm not a brisket like aficionado, so I don't have the pink right there on it because the smoke ring's gone because the Worcestershire bath, obviously the dark liquid, it's a goner. And that's how the whole thing came about.
Who doesn't love a good Worcestershire bath?
Here's why.
That is the hardest word for me.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Here's why I actually believe Lincoln Riley that the brisket was actually good despite the appearance. As somebody who both really enjoys cooking.
Oh, right. You're a good cook.
And Jewish, and brisket is a big part of the Jewish staple.
Yep.
Brisket is damn near impossible to screw up.
Is it really?
It's a really easy thing to make.
But does it make sense that there's no pink in that brisket?
Yeah.
It looks very overdone.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can't really overcook a brisket. Like, it's really, really hard to overcook. And I do think he lost the smoke ring because the Worcestershire is so dark.
Yeah.
But I bet he is telling the truth.
And that sound is for Matthew Stafford.
Matthew
coming
Stafford
in,
on the field.
The MVP of the NFL.
Stay
last
away
year.
from him. Bubble wrap.
Well, he's in the red shirt.
Yeah, he's in the red shirt.
And he has that same undershirt he has worn his entire career.
Yeah.
That
now,
purple
is that
undershirt.
true?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Marker told me about that one time. It is the same thing he has worn every single season. But we also have Ty Simpson over there. We got Stetson Bennett over there. We're getting to look at all the quarterbacks
Terrence
available.
Ferguson's over there. Yeah, I mean, they're all rolling out now. Matthew Stafford on the field, and they are getting ready to start this thing in 6 minutes. 6 minutes will start practice for today, and they are, as Emily mentioned a little bit earlier, in pads. All right, by the way, Worcestershire bath. Have you ever used a Worcestershire bath?
I have seasoned things with Worcestershire, but I wouldn't say I submerged it.
It sounds like Lincoln's number one condiment is Worcestershire. Like not ketchup, not mustard, but Worcestershire.
It's a good one. I mean, it's an excellent part of a marinade. Again, I have been critical many times over the years of Lincoln Riley,
yes.
But this particular
on this one you're taking Lincoln's side.
I actually believe he's telling the truth.
And you said it's about a month until USC starts.
Yeah,
right?
1 month from today.
Gosh, this feels
Let's
like a prove
go.
it year. This feels like a prove it year that we're going to need to see some results in the field, even though this is probably the most difficult schedule he's had.
It is a beast of a schedule.
You know how I know you're right, Emily?
Yeah.
He's talking about this more like he feels it's a prove it year. Like he's really started to acknowledge, okay, we've got the pieces, we've got the players,
recruiting class,
the recruiting class.
all that.
I think he recognizes, no, really, every single possible explanation for an underperformance is gone.
But don't worry, he is talking about college football expansion, which would obviously help USC in that.
Well, you still got to cover your bases.
Yeah,
I will say,
got to.
He's just like, it's inevitable. It's going to be good. It wouldn't diminish it at all to have more teams because USC would probably get into be.
But it also
would
be more fun. I mean, I think 18 teams. What are we at? We're at
12 right
now. I think 18 feels about right.
We did witness last year where two teams in that top 12, even though I was advocating for them, put up duds.
By the way,
Tulane and JMU that put up duds.
You know who was number 18 in the college football playoff rankings?
USC?
USC was number 18. We'd be in there, baby.
Yep.
And then once you're in there, who knows?
Yeah, because no one would have predicted that Miami was going to make the national championship. Besides, maybe CJ Daniels out here playing for Miami would have predicted that. But Miami had a run. They honestly, they weren't even supposed to be there because they didn't get into the ACC championship game because of weird ACC rules. And then, UVA lost, so UVA didn't get in, and Duke wasn't going to get in with their schedule, so that's why Miami got in, and then they had the magical run that they had to the national championship, ending up losing to Indiana. But I think expansion, you're going to get some maybe crappier games at the beginning, but I think at the end of the day, you're still probably going to get the top 4 teams at the Final Four.
Are we going to do – last year we did a show from the McKay Center with Lincoln Riley. Has there been any word of that?
That's a question for
the powers that be?
The powers that be.
Okay,
the other people that are making decisions.
That was a fun show.
You did that, yeah. Lincoln was very funny on that in that interview. By the way, the guy I would love to talk to, I don't know if they'll do it, but I would love to talk to Chad Bowden.
Yeah, that would be an awesome person to talk to.
The guy that is sort of putting the general manager. By the way, it's really hard to know even what a general manager does at the collegiate
I know
level.
who was a bad general manager, Mike Lombardi.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's on administrative leave at UNC, and UNC is also getting investigated by the College Sports Commission, which is also something that doesn't happen very often. So
yes.
We will see how
well done, Bill and Jordan.
Does.
Well done, Bill and Jordan.
The Bill Belichick era for North Carolina has been nothing short of a spectacular mess.
Yeah, no question. No question. All right, so joining us right now, a guy who knows football inside and out. He's he's covered the Raiders. He's covering the Rams now. He's covering the NFL. From the California Post, Vinny Bonsignore is here. I didn't say your name right, Vinny. Bonsignore.
Bonsignore.
There you go.
Hey, paisan.
Yeah. So how you doing, man? Doing great. How are you doing? This mic is sort of in and out. Hang on a second. Bump. Check. Mine's working. We'll get Vinny here in a second as we're working through this. Vinny Bonsignore has covered the NFL for a very long time. Friend of ours for a really long time, and I'm glad to get him here. He is with the California Post, and now he's got a live microphone.
There we go.
Hi, Vinny.
Hello, guys.
What's going on, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good to see you, man. Good
now,
to see
did you move back to L.A.?
I am. Yes, I am. But I am. I have dual citizenship right now.
Oh, Nevada and California.
California, yeah. So the kids are at UNLV. So they remained home.
Nice.
Kept the house in Vegas. So they were like, "Dad, you could take Mom with you, right?"
Right.
And my wife's like, "No, that's not happening." So not right now.
So people are somewhat high on the Rams, and by somewhat high, I mean extremely high. Should we be as up and enthusiastic and hopeful and envisioning as we are?
1,000%. And full disclosure, I covered the Raiders for the last 7 years.
Yes.
I think they're on their way, truly. But what I saw the first couple of days here, the fireworks that I saw, the star making, the play making, Matthew Stafford just doing his thing, Puka Nacua, Devontae, who I know really well, Trent McDuffie, Myles Garrett, like it's a little. I'm a little shell shocked by the level of talent because I'm kind of used to a rebuilding team with the Raiders. So when I see this out here, 1,000% get excited. This is a very good football team, and barring injuries, barring unusual things happening, they're going to be right there at the very end. And I think
you have covered, Vinny, the NFL for a long time,
right?
Is this as much of a prohibitive favorite as you recall ever just seeing heading into a season?
Yeah, because, and I'll say the reason why for me is they were inches away from going to the Super Bowl last year, and I firmly believe they would have won the Super Bowl. They would have beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. And they got better.
Yeah.
They literally got whatever weaknesses you think that they may have, which they did. Cornerback was, by the end of the year, a weakness. They lacked closers defensively. One thing I talked to Sean McVay about was that we just didn't have that Aaron Donald, that closer defensively. Matt Stafford is his closer offensively. Defensively, they didn't have that. Well, they went out and got
There's Coach Sean McVay on the field.
They went out and got two great closers, probably the closer of all closers right now in the NFL, and that's Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Like you think about the opportunity that Myles is going to get to wreak havoc with a lead, rushing the pass, which he never had in Cleveland or rarely had in Cleveland. It's kind of mind-boggling that he set the record last year. How many of those sacks were when his team was far behind?
Right.
He's going to be in a situation now where teams are going to have to throw to get back into games or throw to win games in the fourth quarter. And that's when you pin your ears back, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to make plays in that.
So you cover this team really well. You talk to a lot of people, all that stuff. What day does Aaron Donald arrive at camp?
I would say somewhere after they get back to Woodland Hills.
Really?
Yeah, I do think he's coming back, but I will I'll clarify it, or just one little nugget is that knowing Aaron Donald, and I covered him, the early part of his stay here in Los Angeles, he's a maniac when it comes to being Aaron Donald and not settling for anything less than being that level of Aaron Donald. And he knows what he needs to do to work to get to that level. And it's a maniacal, crazy, obsessive way to operate in a world that he exited for the last couple of years. And once you exit that kind of world, it's kind of hard to throw yourself back into it, knowing what it takes. But I just think that the allure of it, the chance to play with Myles Garrett, the chance to put another ring on, the chance to play for the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium is going to compel him to come back.
Were he to come back, what do you picture his role and usage being? Like every down, third down? Like how do you picture him being used?
He was typically a 90% snap player defensively. I would say that comes down to about 50%. So, early on, let's just say 25 plays a game, come in situationally. And then as the year progresses or the game is more important, maybe you up that, to closer to what he was. But no, I would not think that the Rams would think or that Aaron would think that he's going to come here and be that kind of a player.
Right.
He could be more of a situational player, and you get more for what he's going to give you because he is 35 years old, and he has been away for 2 years. It would be unrealistic to think that he could come in here and be 95% of the snaps.
Okay, let's all lower our voices because I want to ask you,
Right.
what do you think the biggest weakness of this team is?
The biggest concern that I have is backup quarterback.
Backup
I'm
quarterback.
a big Ty Simpson believer.
Yep.
And I think he's going to be the quarterback of the future. But as of right now, is he, if something were to happen to Matthew Stafford, knock on wood, is he capable of going in there and keeping your head afloat? Maybe he is. And maybe that's the determination they'll make in training camp. But maybe he isn't.
It just scares me. Game 3, Matthew Stafford gets dinged up. You got to go to a backup quarterback. Ty Simpson, is he going to be ready for that moment? Because every one of these games is really tough on the schedule.
Extremely, yeah. And we saw last year what one game would mean to the whole thing. I mean, losing to Seattle that game in December.
On a fake two-point conversion.
On a fake two-point conversion. I'll go back to the punt return. That really changed the
that
tide.
did, yeah.
And then they dropped and that set the stage for having to go to Seattle rather than host Seattle at SoFi Stadium, which made all the difference in the world.
Yes, it did.
So when you think about how one game can make a difference in this kind of a division and with a loaded NFC, yes, then that becomes a very worrisome deal. Like, you don't want to lose 2 games that you have to win because you have to keep pace with the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks and everybody else in the NFC and lose that home field advantage, which we saw was disastrous for the Rams last year.
Yeah. All right, last thing for you real quick.
Yes.
How many wins?
12. I'm going to say 12.
12.
I don't – the 49ers as well. The 49ers could be a better team this year with less wins than they had last year. Same with Seattle. Same with the Rams. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. You know that. They also play the AFC West, which is loaded as well.
Loaded.
So they play some – there's some tough games on the schedule. So it's not important, to win 15 games. It would be great if they did. But if they could win 12, 13 games, get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, that's the key.
All right. Hey, Vinny, great seeing you,
Absolutely.
man. Thank you
too.
so much for coming by.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it a lot. Vinny Bonsignore is with the California Post covering this team. Coming up next, we anticipate Kevon Looney joining us from the Los Angeles Lakers, brand new center for the Lakers. We'll do that coming up next. We are live from Rams training camp, Mason and Ireland. Andy in for John, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Ireland. Count the ER visits. Count the missed work. Count the follow-up scans. Count the rehab. Now, count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Call Jacob.
Drive away in a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon this summer, thanks to Pechanga Resort Casino. Pechanga is giving away a brand new Mercedes-Benz G580E or $100,000 cash every Saturday this July, plus thousands in Easy Play. Play with your Pechanga Rewards card to earn entries all month long, then be at Pechanga every Saturday night in July to activate your entries. The more you play, the more chances you have to win. Must be present to win. Visit Pechanga.com for complete details. Must be 21 or older with valid ID to participate.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
The biggest show on the radio.
Simmer down. Just simmer down.
Turn the temperature down a
Did
little.
everybody's mom say simmer down?
I
That
will
was like a common
say
thing in my
that would
house.
never work on me. To tell me to chill out.
Oh, simmer down, Em.
Mason and Ireland on 710. Back to the guys.
Yeah, simmer down, Em.
Yeah, don't tell me to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not brave
would never
enough to
work.
do that.
Did your mom ever say it?
No, because I knew that would rile me up. My dad would do it occasionally to rile us up, though.
Did Mom Kamenetzky say simmer down?
She just gave up.
Yeah, she just gave up on it.
Yes.
Yeah. We expect Kevon Looney to join us here in any moment now from the Los Angeles Lakers. Terrific player, played for years with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
At Golden State.
Fun fact that I want to ask him about, he is cousins with former Laker Nick Young.
Oh, seriously? Swaggy P?
Swaggy P is his cousin.
Wow.
So I want to ask just what the experience of being Swaggy P's cousin is like.
There you go. Cousins were a big, just randomly, cousins were a big part of, like, growing up. Like, when the cousins got together, it was so much fun. When Stephanie, Carla, and Laurie came over, it was like a big deal hanging out with the cousins. So the cousin thing, maybe they're really close.
Well, I mean, he can also – they played together on one of the championship teams. He can also ask Nick what his experience was like as a Laker.
Yeah.
And then, again, just the experience of being Swaggy P's cousin.
And if you have not heard, we talked about it last hour, but Luka Doncic has decided to bring the whole team, including Kavan, to Slovenia for his own little mini training camp for 4 days in Ljubljana.
I think it is going to be such an awesome opportunity for these players to bond, for them to have this type of really unique experience, and also just Luka really growing his voice as a leader and as a franchise face. Like, there's a responsibility that comes with that. It's not just about putting up all the points and maybe winning MVP and hopefully getting a championship. There's a real responsibility. This type of training camp, to me, speaks to Luka embracing that.
Yeah. Last night, we recorded, it'll come out on Tuesday, a Mason Plus episode with the Lakers Roundtable. The thing that surprised me was that Jovan Buha had him winning 54 games. I think Trevor Lane had him winning 52 games.
I had 50.
You were at 50.
I was at 50.
You guys are very, very optimistic.
I think it's a good roster.
Yeah.
I really do.
Because in Vegas, it's like 47.5. You would go over.
I would go over. I think this is a good roster. I think it's a roster that makes sense. I think it's a roster with a higher floor than last year. Mm-hmm. And I think last year that lowered floor was part of the reason that when they lost, they really tended to get their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
They'd lose by 20, 30 points. I think the better balance on this team and the better depth is going to lead to, I think, fewer of those type of losses, but actually more wins.
Right. And offensively, they look really solid. Defensively is the question. And, the one thing we definitely need to add to this roster is a wing. I mean, at this moment, Jonathan Kuminga is still out there, has not signed anywhere. He would make a lot of sense for the Lakers. I don't know if it's going to happen. He wants a little more money than the Lakers have to offer, but maybe it comes back around. Because right now, that starting lineup, obviously, Luka, Austin, Walker Kessler, Grimes is considered to be the point of attack defender, and they need another wing. I don't know who that would be at this moment.
If I had to pick the guy right now, I would pick Jake LaRavia.
Me too.
Just because he's the guy that offers the most amount of size, I think defensive potential, and also offsets what isn't there as much with Luka, Austin, Grimes, and Kessler. And I feel like he could be just sort of like a perfunctory starter, plays about 20 minutes a game, reminds me a lot of AC Green in 2000.
He works really hard on the floor.
He works hard, but again,
he's not the most accomplished player, but he works really hard.
I also feel like between Luka, Austin, Grimes, and Kessler, the offense should be handled. You should have enough offense between those four guys, so then you start thinking about what is missing, what feels more additive in terms of what isn't there, as opposed to, like, quintupling down on strengths.
A lot of people ask me, why Sandro Mamukelashvili? What did they see? And what I hear over and over again is that the analytics love Mamukelashvili.
I think the eye test is also really good, too. I mean, he's somebody – JJ talked a lot in his exit interview about wanting to shoot guys. Mamu can do all three of those things.
Yeah.
Like, Mamu is he's sort of seen as the Rui replacement. I don't think it's exactly A to A, but he's a far better passer and ball handler and connective player than Rui was. And I love Rui. I wish they could have kept him. But he's better at that sort of stuff. He's a better rebounder than Rui. Like, he's somebody that I think actually has grab-and-go possibilities.
Yep.
If he gets a defensive rebound. He is not as good of a shooter as Rui, but he's a good shooter.
In a way, I loved Rui. I loved Marcus Smart, loved Luke Kennard. All three contributed, obviously, in the postseason and down the stretch. But it feels actually really good to turn the page on everything and to start with a brand-new group, young guys, athletic guys who have a chance to grow together.
I think that's really the key. The idea that if you have a team with this much turnover, in all likelihood, you're not going to win a championship this year. Never say never.
Hey.
Look, 2008 Celtics had a massive amount of turnover.
50 wins. They're right in it. They're the 3 seed, the 4 seed.
I want to make it clear. I think they're going to be a very good team. But generally speaking, teams with this much turnover don't win a championship out of the gate. But because they've got a bunch of young guys on longer contracts, you start looking at Cameron Carr, maybe a DeFiro, they have an opportunity to grow together and really become, I think, an awesome team next year, especially after another transaction cycle or two.
Yeah.
You maybe fill in a couple pieces that are missing.
Yeah, I thought one of the interesting signings and one that's going to make a huge difference is Matisse Thybulle, who is a terrific defender. Gets in passing lanes, steals, man. That guy gets steals like crazy.
Last year, per ESPN research, he led all players in steals and deflections per 36 minutes for guys who played like 20 minutes a game. I did some research. Among guys 6'7" or shorter, he was top 25 in the league for blocks per game, and if you made it per 36, he's in the top 15. He's a really disruptive defender.
Yeah, he is going to make a huge difference again. Point of attack guy, which is what they need. Kevon Looney, who's going to join us at any moment now. Do we?
Should be. I've already.
They're coming. Kevon's coming, and Kevon is going to fit into this as a backup center, and I think make a huge difference. They've upgraded the center position clearly with Walker Kessler. Looney is there now. Everything is incumbent on Walker Kessler.
Oh, yeah. Walker Kessler, they made a big bet on him, whether you're talking about financially,
assets going on.
Assets, all of that. They've also been attached to Walker Kessler and openly pining for him for like the last couple seasons. Like, this has been a really well-known thing that the Lakers have wanted him. Rampage is running.
Oh, Rampage is here.
Like, they think Walker Kessler has the potential to be a top 5 defensive center in the league.
Yep.
And frankly, they're going to need him to be.
Yeah.
Like, they need him to earn that paycheck and then some.
And, part of this, and now we know they're all going to Slovenia for a mini training camp. How much of this do you think was signed off on by Luka Doncic? I would imagine every player, they ran every name by him, and he said, I think I can't. No. Do you think that's the way it went down?
I don't think Luka necessarily gave the sign-off on every single player.
But I think he wanted Walker Kessler.
He definitely, by all accounts and reports and past with Luka, the way he's worked with centers, he wanted Walker Kessler. Kessler makes a lot of sense for him. He has a history playing with Quentin Grimes. Mamu is the type of player that can keep an offense going that I think Luka would like. Colin Sexton, I think would be a really good player.
Boost off the bench.
Off the bench.
Yep.
If you're looking at the success that Luka had in Dallas in 2024, that finals run.
You think he's got the same kind of roster?
I don't think it's exactly there because I think they're still lacking a bit defensively, but you can see the model and where it kind of resembles elements of that 2024 team.
Yeah.
Austin in kind of that role that Kyrie played, that secondary ball handler who can score, create for others. Walker Kessler as a really good center presence like Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford have been. Matisse Thybulle and Zaire Williams, I think, kind of replicate what Derek Jones Jr. did as a defensive pest and like a chaos agent, and also veteran minimum signing.
Yeah, right.
If much less both of them outperform their contracts, that could be huge for them.
Oh, yeah, no question. All right. We anticipate at some point hearing from Kevon Looney. Things got a little pushed off there, but why don't we do this? We expect Kevon Looney at some point, and we will do some sports graffiti in the meantime. When Kevon calls, we'll dump out a sports graffiti. Make sense?
Sure, that works.
All right. 877-710-ESPN. We are at Rams training camp. Are you as optimistic, as excited as we are? As they are in pads today and working at it. We expect to hear from Myles Garrett a little bit later on. So react to the Rams. You heard Lakers. Are you as high on the Lakers as Andy Kamenetzky? Are you on this 50-win train?
It's doable, man. 50 is doable.
What do you think of Worcestershire sauce?
Worcestershire baths.
Worcestershire sauce.
Where does Worcestershire rank as your favorite condiments on your condiment
or your favorite
power
bathing
rankings?
accessory?
Exactly.
Either or.
So all that stuff is fair game, including all the Lakers stuff we just talked about. 877-710-ESPN. That's 877-710-ESPN. Mason, Ireland, live from Rams training camp. Andy in for John. 710 ESPN.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
Yeah, my daughter yesterday, she came home and she brought in like this giant challah. And then she made challah Challah French toast.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Challah French toast.
What's challah?
Like it's not like challah. It's more like challah. So it's like a Jewish style bread, like a big loaf of bread.
And the challah's a big deal for the holidays.
It's kind of
it looks like a trenza. It looks like a trenza, but it's bread.
I was going to describe it a little differently than a trenza. I was going to describe it looks more like a football. You know, it looks like a football in a plastic bag.
Laces the football, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I got it.
She actually put Nutella on the French
so,
toast.
Bergie, that's not kosher.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's not.
Now, did you put butter on it though?
I did put a little butter on the French toast.
Was it kosher butter?
No,
I don't know. It was Lando Lakes. I don't know.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American-made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
There you were, surrounded by fans, sharing wings, sharing drinks, high-fiving random strangers. Everybody remembers the game, but nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you until a few days later. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, you got a fever, your throat's on fire. So now what? Urgent care closed, ER slammed, telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You need a medical emergency kit. These are not first aid kits, everybody. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions, sinus and ear infections, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more. You can even use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care in a drugstore in your house. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. That's promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
You know, in sports, you got to have the right team in your corner. Same goes for after an accident. That's why when people ask me who'd I call, it's easy. I tell them my guy, attorney Big Al. Big Al and his team have been helping accident victims across California for more than 15 years. 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. They're available 24/7. 1-800-HURT-123 or check them out online at attorneybigalca.com. Attorney Big Al is attorney Ken Klein based in Los Angeles.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
And we are live from Rams training camp. We're expecting Kevon Looney to check in here in just a minute. Brand new center for the Lakers. And we're playing the sports graffiti music. Are we going to do sports graffiti today? You want to?
Is there somebody on the line?
877-710-ESPN for sports graffiti. It always gets a little bit scrambled when we're on the road and we're on location. 877-710-ESPN.
Do you want to take that one person, Brian, that you got on the line?
You got somebody there, BC?
Yeah, Lewis. You're on sports graffiti. Go, Lewis.
Hey, Lewis, what's up?
What's happening? All right, mate. So it is a hard word, but I'm going to help you out with it.
Okay.
Just think wash your sister sauce.
Wash your sister sauce?
That's not how you say that.
Is that where say it one more time?
All the people.
No, it's not,
Sister
Lewis.
sauce. That's how they say it.
That
on
is bad
Instagram.
information.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing, but Lewis, thank you. That's a good
how
tip.
people who don't know what they're talking about call
It's
Worcestershire.
both
Wash your sister sauce?
It's both bad info and creepy sound.
It is creepy.
Like all of it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
it
Please
does
don't
not
wash
work.
your sister.
Does not work. No, do not.
That
Do
is
not.
something that she can do herself.
Yes, please.
Your
Please
public
do it.
service announcement from the Mason and Ireland show.
Please do that.
Yeah.
All right. I want to play a little game while we'll do an NBA game while we're waiting for Kevon Looney. So, Andy, I'm going to give you a team. You tell me what you think the win total is going to be, over, under. Okay?
All right.
Start with OKC. Win total, what do you think?
57.
They are at 60.5.
Okay.
That is a huge number. I would take the under on that.
I would take the under as well. I just did.
San Antonio.
I'm going to go 59.
59.5.
Oh!
You're right on the money there. The Knicks, the defending champs.
61.
52.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really, really value Mitchell Robinson, those odds makers.
And I don't get this one. Boston is at 51.5. I don't see that.
Well, here's what it could be. Last year, they managed to survive without Jason Tatum for most of the season.
True.
You're bringing Tatum back and adding Paul George for when he's available.
Right. All right. Joining us right now on the Hard Rock Casino Tejon hotline is Kevon Looney. Kevon, thanks for coming on, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Everything's good, man. So let's talk about your journey. How did you wind up here? How did you wind up with the Lakers? What has this summer been like?
This summer's been great. Being a free agent this year, I didn't know what was going to happen. A lot of moving parts this offseason with a lot of teams. And, once Lakers made a few moves and they had a need for a center, this was my top destination. And I was able to make it happen. I'm super excited.
What have they told you about the role and the expectations for you next season?
Just filling that backup center role, being a veteran for this team, and bringing some championship experience to the team, and bring that the toughness that I always try to bring there every time I play. So that's what my role is going to be, and I'm looking forward to getting out there and showing the people what I can do.
You played at Golden State for a few years, for a long time, and you played with Steph Curry. Tell me about playing with Steph Curry. What's something that everybody gets wrong about Steph?
Playing with Steph was an amazing experience. He's one of the most entertaining basketball players you ever see, and so I got to see a lot of great basketball, a lot of great moments playing with him. And I think the story of Steph is it's pretty accurate. He's one of the nicest guys you ever meet. He's super competitive. No, I guess people think he is too nice. On the court, he's an assassin out there. He's ripping people's hearts out and dancing while he does it. So he's super fun.
You mentioned the championship experience that you bring, Kevon. You're the only guy on this team with rings, and you are the oldest player on the team. Not trying to age you, but it's just factual.
Hey, old man.
and you talked about leadership as well. With all that in mind, what have you learned about, A, using your voice as a leader, but also using it on a team that has stars, like was the case with Golden State?
I learned a lot, how to be a leader from playing a role. I got to have a lot of great veterans on my team in my time at Golden State, playing with guys like Andre Iguodala, David West, Sean Livingston. They weren't viewed as the leader of the team, but they played a pivotal part of our team chemistry, the pivotal part on the court. And so I kind of learned how to use my voice from guys like that. We play with guys like Steph and Draymond and KD. They're the leaders of the team. That's who the franchise runs through, and they have a lot to say. And you kind of learn how to piggyback off of them, how to relay the message that they're trying to push, and how to push the message that the coach wants you to push. And I learned learned a lot from them guys. So I know how to speak and use my voice from all different different parts of the team. And I just want to bring my voice. I don't want to preach or be the old guy. I just want to learn from the guys on the team, because everybody has their own path and they're here for a reason. So I just want to share my experiences and learn from their experiences as well.
So you have played against Luka Doncic. Now you're playing with Luka Doncic. Tell me about him on the floor when you're playing against him, and how excited are you to be on the other side?
Yeah, playing against him sucks, especially being a big man. You in a lot of pick and rolls. So you get ISO'd on. He picks on people, and you got to guard him one-on-one, and he's probably the toughest guy to guard one-on-one in the league. I got to get some on the Lakers and in the playoffs when he was in Dallas. So, I'm excited to be on this team and be able to learn from him and be able to play pick and roll from him. He's probably the best pick and roll player in the league. So, being able to learn how he wants me to set screens and different things like that, I'm excited about it. So, he's one of the best guys in the league, and it'll make my life a lot easier playing with him. So, I'm super excited.
Kevon, are you are going to be on that trip, I assume, to Slovenia? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I can't miss that.
Tell me what your I've never been to Slovenia. I don't know how much you've traveled, but what are your expectations for being in? I guess it's Ljubljana, something like that. It's something like that. What do you think? What's that going to be like?
I have no idea. I'm going in there with an open mind. Get to hang out with my new teammates and in a new country, and I'm just super excited. I played with some guys that was near the area. One of my coaches that I had was from Serbia. He talked about Luka and he talked about the area a lot. So I'm just excited to go over there and, just learn their culture, eat a lot of good food and play a lot of good basketball and have some great conversations. I'm excited.
From doing some research, Kevon, learned that you are cousins with Nick Young. Did Nick share any of his, experience of his time with the Lakers with you before you signed with the team? And B, what is it just like having Swaggy P as your cousin?
Having Swaggy P as a cousin has been awesome. We didn't talk really much about the Lakers. We just talk about family stuff. He was I got to win a championship with him in Golden State. When I was a kid, he used to send me a bunch of shoes and clothes. So I used to be the freshest kid in high school and middle school because of Nick. So shout out because he made sure I always was good, and be able to share the court with him was always great. And he let him tell he definitely was a Laker legend. I used to go watch his game when he came to play the Bucks in Milwaukee. So I'm excited to say I get to put on the jerseys like Nick.
Kevon, last thing for you. What are your expectations for yourself this season?
I'm just coming in. I got a chip on my shoulder. I want to just show people what I can do. I want to be one of the best offensive rebounders, one of the best rebounders in the league, and I want to be one of the best role players in the league, and I want to bring a lot of spark to our bench and a lot of leadership. And my goal every year is always to play every game and be consistent. I had a couple injuries last year, so I wasn't able to meet that goal last year. So I want to get back on the right step and prove myself all over again and show them why I'm Iron Man, I'm a tough man, and I'm one of the best rebounders in the league.
Awesome, man. Well, Kevon, you've been great on the show. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. Excited to see you in a Lakers uniform, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Thanks very much, Kevon Looney there from the Lakers. And that is on the Hard Rock Hotline, brought to you by Hard Rock Casino Tojon. You can experience gaming, dining, and live entertainment at the easiest drive from downtown L.A. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. He was great.
Yeah, I think that leadership piece, too, with him is really going to matter. Like, it reminds me a lot of the way Jared Dudley was with the 2020 team. Like, he played spot minutes, but when he played, he generally was reliable. And also, when he talked, people listened because he had respect. And I imagine Kevon Looney has that type of respect where if he has to say something, even if it's to Luka, he's going to feel secure enough to do it, and Luka will listen.
I want to remind everybody we are live at Rams training camp. We took a break there, a sideway to the Lakers, but it's a fantastic afternoon. The sun is shining. There's a nice breeze. There's a big crowd.
And
they're
right
out
now,
of the field now.
We're looking at the offense right here, doing some work. The tight ends right in front of us. We have all four of them.
Do we have any tight ends?
Only a few, only a couple.
Yeah,
but
I count 5.
That is just the way to unlock the best version of Sean McVay, seemingly, is if you can get the running game and tight ends involved is when a game really opens up, because it creates optionality. The other defenses don't know what to expect, and so that means then that maybe Puka's more open, maybe Devontae's more open. There's just so many weapons on this field right now. It is just every other team should be jealous.
You know what I have high expectations for? Who I have high expectations for? Terrence Ferguson.
Yeah.
Now, he was a great pass-catching tight end for the Oregon Ducks. He broke all their school records. And last year, he started to get some playing time. He did make some – this year, I think he is going to be a great pass-catching tight end.
And he was the top pick in the Rams draft, not this past year, but the year previous, because they didn't have a first-round pick. He was picked in the second round.
Yep.
And then we also got Max Clear joined the team.
From Ohio State.
In the second round or third round, I believe, this past year. So I'm excited to see what they do. But, yeah, I think Terrence Ferguson could have a great year.
Yeah. With Ferguson, too, like his evolution, you look at where Tyler Higbee is now, and he's now crazily one of the longest tenured Rams on this team, if not the longest. His first couple seasons with the Rams, it did not necessarily seem like he was going to be the player that he is now. Like, remember, they brought in Gerald Everett and, like, other guys.
Yeah.
They were trying to have pop at tight end, and then just steadily Tyler Higbee turned into this really important part of the offense.
I think he is the longest tenured, maybe because Havenstein retired.
Yeah.
And is no longer with the team. So I think he was the last remaining St. Louis Ram.
Yeah. So my concern is, can people hear us?
I think so.
My concern is offensive. Oh, apparently yes.
Yeah, they can.
My concern is offensive line depth. Offensive line depth. I don't see a solid backup right now for Alaric Jackson, who's dealing with some stuff. What do you think, Em? Do they have enough?
I could see them also doing something they did last year where they add so much people right before the season starts, like how they did with Nate Landman. And they also did that with Kevin Dotson previously. So I think we have Les Snead over there watching practice happen. So I think maybe he's evaluating. He's looking specifically at this offensive lineman group. And so maybe he's evaluating who could maybe step into that spot, who can step up this year, or if they can go out and get someone else.
Or if they need to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would think that if you are a tackle on this team, this is really your opportunity to show what you can do with this team, because everybody expects Jackson's going to be dealing with some type of suspension. We don't know when, we don't know how long, but everything I have heard in terms of coverage of this team is that it would likely end up happening.
Yes.
And he plays a really important position with protecting Stafford. So if it's not somebody already here, they got to figure out who that is.
Yeah. I mean, my two concerns are left tackle and backup quarterback. Those are my two biggest concerns for this team. All right, coming up next for you. You know what playing for the Jets is like?
Ugh.
Plaxico Burress will tell you what it's like next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Matthew Stafford joining us here on DeMarco and Trav, the afternoon show.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
You got your weapons on your side of the ball. You look across and you see a guy like Myles Garrett all of a sudden. Take me through what it's like when you know you have a game wrecker like that on the other side. Like, how do you go through your process of knowing where he is and try to do the best you can to stay the hell away from him?
Yeah, when we played him a couple years ago, it was every single play is where is 95? Are we good to run the play? Are we not good to run the play? And that puts a lot of stress on everybody, right? And then the ball snap, you physically got to go deal with the guy, So it's a chess match, and then it's also just a physical battle. And we're doing everything we can to try to give him looks that he's going to get in the season. We're not just sitting there with an open side tackle and saying, "Hey man, rush the tackle all you want. This is what teams are going to do." He knows better than that. We know better than that. And so just trying to again raise the floor, make everybody better football players. And if we do that, I think we'll like the result.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
Here in Los Angeles, our city water is loaded with chlorine and chemicals. That's why I got LifeSource Whole House Water System. It cleans and conditions water from every tap for healthier water. With no salt and no regular maintenance. No more harsh, skin-irritating city water. Upgrade your water and your life with LifeSource. I did, and I'm never going back. LifeSource has been doing it for decades. Read the reviews. Call the LifeSource California factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water, it's not just better, it's essential. LifeSource, taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. A spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed and fiery. Chili Crisp. That's our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. Get them today. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
Dad,
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
Ultimately, Mason's a negative guy, man. You just got to take it like that.
The biggest show on the radio.
Hey, by the way, I'm not a negative guy. I'm really a positive guy, just to be clear.
It doesn't sound like it to me.
Yeah.
Steve Mason and John Ireland right now.
Hey, we're back at Rams training camp. Mason in Ireland. M is here. Andy Kamenetzky is here.
That would be a
Who
catch.
is Andy Cohen?
He's the guy on
yeah.
You watch him all the time.
I saw him last
Also
night.
from St. Louis, like me.
Yes, he is. Andy Kamenetzky's here. And joining us right now from ESPN is Sarah Barshop. Sarah, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Nice. Now, how long have you been on the Rams beat?
Since I did not cover the Super Bowl win. Since then, so 4 years.
4 years. It's been a fun 4 years, right?
It's been different every year, I'll say that.
Yeah.
A different experience. And this is the first time ever I've covered a team that's going to go in as Super Bowl favorite. So I'm excited to see what this season is like, too.
Now, do you feel it's right to have them as Super Bowl favorites? Do you feel like they are the team that you expect to be there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, like, Sean McVay likes to point out, like, do you remember who was the Super Bowl favorites last year? And he's right, I don't.
Yep.
So I understand that, but I don't see how you don't look at the team that went as far as they did last year, the way they did, and then add the talent of Trent McDuffie, Myles Garrett. To me, I don't know who else would be the other than maybe the champs.
Yeah, right.
But I see why people have the Rams as the favorites.
What sense do you get about how they feel heading into this season right now, the Rams themselves?
I thought Quentin Lake described it really well yesterday. He said everyone is just so hyper-focused. He talked about you realize how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl and how hard this is. And so you look for every little bit of advantage you can find. And he said that's kind of what camp has felt like so far. Tips they shared. He talked about specifically about Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, who been to 3 Super Bowls, won 2. And he said, I'm just picking their brain. Like, what did you do to get there? And just little things. He talked about hand signals and how that's an emphasis. And so I think that's kind of where we see it. The focus on, obviously, they know what the outside noise is. I'm sure if the way Sean McVay has talked about being inside out to us, I'm sure he has said that 10 times more to his guys. And I think they understand that. So I don't think anyone's buying into the hype. But I think they understand that they are good and they can be a Super Bowl team, but they also need to lock in to get there.
Do you think there's an advantage to, obviously, they've got Watson and Trent McDuffie now, the fact that they've played together? Does that affect the continuity and the way they're going to play out there?
I think so. I mean, because so much of that position and the secondary in general is just communication. Mm-hmm. So I think anytime, given how much turnover was going to happen at the position because of those expiring contracts last year, there was going to have to be some focus on the communication. So I think it can only help to have 2 guys who have played so much together come into this new unit.
When they made that trade for Myles Garrett, obviously it got fans hyped and it adds that other dimension to the defense. But did it also, I guess, kind of explain the whole Ty Simpson thing, just the idea of we feel like we can draft this guy for the future now while still getting better and truly play the now and later?
Yeah, and I think it makes so much sense when you consider that you probably can't trade a first-round pick if you're worried about drafting your quarterback next year, especially if you think you're a Super Bowl team. Now, I understand why a lot of fans were, take the receiver. There are guys there that can help immediately, and maybe we'll get to the end of the season and say, hey, if they had a third receiver, maybe they win a Super Bowl. Like, we don't know. But I do think that you talk about for Les Snead, Kevin Demoff, Tony Pastores, like you're looking from a big picture. Even if, and I don't know what Sean McVay was saying, even if Sean McVay is looking at this offensive class and saying, I want this guy, I totally understand why you have to say, but then maybe we can't make these other moves.
Sarah, we went a full 5 minutes before mentioning Aaron Donald. What do you know? What's the intel on Aaron Donald?
I think I've been if anything, almost surprised on how open everyone has been. Sean McVay walked up to his introductory press conference, or the first press conference of training camp, and said, we addressed a couple topics, and he said, and on the topic of Aaron, and he kind of gave us where they stood. And so, to me, it's interesting that it's not a hush-hush thing or we're not going to talk about that. It's like, yeah, we've talked to him, and this is kind of where things stand. Now, I would be shocked if we see Aaron Donald at LMU.
Yeah.
I don't know that he wants to stay in a dorm. I don't know that he needs to come back for this much of training camp. Look, there's every possibility that he does go through these workouts and he doesn't feel like he can contribute the way he does this season. Like, I don't know how his body's going to respond. But it does seem, the more people I talk to here, that they are optimistic that he wants to, and he wants to give it a go. To me, I would be surprised if he's not on this team. But again, I don't know how Aaron Donald's body's going to respond, so I can't say for sure.
From what you understand, because, from the minute Aaron Donald retired, there has been Aaron Donald return watch, like from minute one. Now this seems to be real. How much of this do you think is just directly linked to they got Myles Garrett, therefore he's excited to possibly come back?
Yes. I mean, Sean McVay said the other day, he said, this came about because I was texting Aaron about possibly trading for Myles Garrett, and I wanted his opinion the same way, I asked Whitworth or guys like that. Like, I value their opinion. He said that's kind of where it came about, and that's how it happened. So to me, I don't think if they don't trade for Myles Garrett, I don't think this comes up at all.
Sarah Barshop is with us. She is from ESPN, covering the Rams here for the last 4 years. Let me ask you about that third receiver position. Jordan Whittington, Kanata Mumfeld, C.J. Daniels has apparently been very impressive. Who do you think that third wide receiver is?
I think it's Terrence Ferguson. I don't know whether it's going to be a lot of 13 personnel again. I don't know if it's more 12. But I think the success the Rams had in 13 last year probably changed the way McVay thinks about this roster. And what stood out to me is at his end-of-season press conference last year, he was talking about Terrence, and he talked about his flexibility and his ability to play all over the field. And so to me, look, he's a tight end, but it wouldn't surprise me if he functions as that third receiver when healthy.
That's interestingly, last segment I said that's the guy I've got the highest hopes for. Offensive line, we also talked about this, depth on the offensive line. What's going on with Alaric Jackson? What do you know on that?
Yeah, look, the case is ongoing, and that's kind of what Sean McVay has said is they're going to let the legal process play out. He's obviously been suspended for violating the personal conduct policy before. I think until we know whether there are misdemeanor charges or kind of how it plays out, I don't think we really have an educated answer on that. But I do imagine that the previous suspension will play a part.
And the NFL does their own punishment thing. And if he does miss games, who steps in on that offensive line?
I don't know if that player's on the roster right now. Now, maybe Keegan Trost, if he impresses during camp, he's the guy. I don't think you want to move Warren McClendon. I mean, he played very well on the right side in filling in for Rob Havenstein last year. I think you want to keep him there. And so that, maybe Keegan, or maybe it's a guy that on cut-down day they're looking at who the left tackle candidates are.
Kind of like how Kevin Dotson came to the Rams right before the season started, and he's turned into one of the stalwarts of that offensive line.
Exactly.
Kind of along the same lines of maybe somebody not on the roster, but one of the only perceived potential weaknesses of this team is backup quarterback. From what you sense, based on what you're hearing, how confident do you think they are with either Stetson Bennett or Ty Simpson in that role, or do you think it could be a he's not on the roster yet situation?
This is me speculating. I don't know. But when the report came out, the NFL Network report about Jimmy Garoppolo being interested in playing for the right situation, I can't imagine a better situation than the place he has felt comfortable the last 2 years. Has really enjoyed playing with Sean McVay. I don't know that there's a handshake agreement or anything like that, but I imagine if anything happens to Matthew Stafford, or if you don't feel comfortable with that number 2 position, that's probably the first call you've either made or are going to make.
Let me ask you about Cliff Kingsbury. Assistant head coach, he's got a name. People know Cliff Kingsbury. What do you think he brings to this mix?
I think it's just a different perspective. I mean, you look at who Sean McVay surrounds himself with, Raheem Morris, just Audrey Pleasant, like that group that had been around him his whole time in LA. I just think he likes different ideas and different perspective. And I don't know how many head coaches are like that. I mean, I've only covered 2 teams really.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I imagine that just having someone else who has run offense a little differently or just has run a team before, you get ideas of, like, what if we try it like this? And so I think, look, to me, I get asked a lot about Sean McVay pivoting throughout his career, like how have people not figured out Sean McVay, the play caller? And I think it's because he understands that he doesn't know everything.
Right.
He wants to hear from other people, and he takes a perspective. So I think that perspective can only help him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very collaborative. That's the sense that I get. Almost like the Dodgers. You know, it's like you put all the smart people in one room, and you see what the output happens to be. I want to ask you about the offense. We talked about third wide receiver. We talked about offensive line. Actually, let's talk about special teams. Last year's special teams, as you know, were a nightmare. What have they done to address special teams?
So they hired Bubba Vendrone, who's come in, and, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of it, but I think, to me, he's brought in some of his guys. Kind of, you want someone to take ownership of that role, and I don't know, Sean McVay talked about accountability a lot last year. And so, to me, it'll be interesting to see as we get into the preseason. I think that's maybe joint practices or preseason games is when we'll actually see maybe what changes have been made. Like, I wondered if maybe they were going to draft a returner. Just because of how important that position is.
Kyron
what they
Williams
saw.
is apparently – is he a guy that's a candidate to return punts?
He was a guy last year, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think if you're in a situation where you need sure hands and you want to make sure that a veteran on the roster is taking care of that, like, sure, you could put him there, but I can't imagine you would want – although maybe if Blake Corum is taking more snaps,
Yeah.
maybe that does free
Is
him
that
up.
50-50 now? Do you think Blake Corum and Kyron Williams? Is it 60-40? How do you look
I think
at
we're
that?
closer to 50-50.
50-50.
Now, look, Sean McVay has talked about last year, I think the goal was like 70-30, but then you get into the rhythm of the game, and I think early on he was like pretty honest about like, yeah, when Kyron's running well, so it's hard. Sometimes you have to like make the switch just because going into you want that to be your game plan.
Right.
So I think some of it will be, there'll be some flexibility based on the rhythm of the game, but I think closer to 50-50 is probably what they want.
Rams, obviously you don't win as much as you have over the last decade without a strong culture. How would you describe the Rams' culture?
That's a good question. I mean, I when you talk to players about it, they talk about it starting at the top with Sean. I think there's a lot of accountability. And I think there's just respect for each other. Like, I think it's actually been cool. To me, the most interesting part of camp so far is hearing players talk about the other side of the ball. You have Matthew Stafford, the reigning MVP, and then, he's talking about how much respect he has for this defense. And you not just Myles Garrett, Trent McDuffie, like so many guys that other teams, I imagine, would be lining up for. And so I think, one, that's really fun to see during training camp practice, and I'm excited to see more of that, especially they do so much good on good. I think that's pretty good and maybe unique around the league. I don't know how many other teams do get into that quite so early, but I think you hear the respect players have for each other, and that's, I think, where kind of the culture comes. And I think that starts from the way Sean talks about everyone else.
Along the lines of culture, there are several players, including Puka Nacua, who are extension eligible and those are unsigned. How important do you think it is for maintaining culture to get whatever of those worked out as opposed to being loose ends?
You know what? I think I would have maybe felt differently if Puka Nacua was holding in, or Byron Young or Kobe Turner. It appears, now this is what they've said to us, and we're talking to Puka later today, it appears like everyone kind of understands what the Rams' mindset is going into camp with those extensions. I mean, Sean talked about, well, we don't know if Aaron comes back, like we don't know what an extension would mean. We need to kind of figure that out. It seems to me like they've taken the approach if we want to win a Super Bowl in 2026 and those guys are under contract. And maybe that ends up with some of these guys aren't on the roster next year just because another team is willing to pay them a lot more than the Rams either have room for or want to. But the fact that no one is holding out or holding in tells me that they kind of understand that mindset. And in previous years, I don't believe the Rams did a lot of extensions during the season. But last year, they obviously did Landman and Quentin Lake. So that also I could see, let's get through early in the season. Let's see what the cap and it looks like. And then maybe we address those before they hit free agency.
Sarah, this has been terrific. You know this well. Thank you so much for doing it, and please stop by whenever we're out here. And during the season, don't be a stranger either. We'll get you on the show and talk about all these wins
I would love that. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Absolutely. Sarah Barshop from ESPN joining us. We're live at Rams training camp. Mason in Ireland, Andy in for John, 710 ESPN.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
If I'm Derek Carr, and I want to win a Super Bowl before I'm done.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
How about this? You look at Stafford's record, you look at how Stafford plays and the amount of time that he misses, which is very, very minimal, and you say, hey, look, if you're the Rams and you don't have what you call a viable backup quarterback, why would you not at least knock on the door of Derek Carr? Now you've got a 34-year-old veteran quarterback who's started probably a couple hundred games in his career. And now, Ty Simpson, you're our third-string quarterback, and Stetson Bennett, in theory, could be the odd man out. But if backup quarterback is a critical position for the Rams because of Stafford's age and injury history, then getting a real backup quarterback, someone with real experience, might be on the Rams' radar.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
So count on peace of mind. Count on Jacob. Here's what I mean. 800-345-6789. Mace, you just count to 9.
Exactly. Count on a plan. Count on a team that moves fast. Count on Jacob.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Hey, LA, it's Bethel Duran, and let me tell you about the summer deals that are sizzling right now at Northridge and Wonders Toyota. How about a brand new 2026 Tacoma for just $259 a month for 36 months plus tax? $259 for a brand new Toyota Tacoma? It's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Tacoma model 7146. Total SRP $39,199. Lease and purchase amount of $29,007. $49.99 due at signing includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required on approved credit. Tax, title, license are extra. Excludes dealer dock fee of $80. Offer ends 7/31/2026.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
I mean, what I'm thinking is, don't you know who I am? You're not responding to me?
I'm Steve Mason.
Exactly.
Mason and Ireland.
What?
It's an outrage. It is an outrage.
Back to the guys.
Training camp, they are on the field right now. A little bit later on, we expect to hear from Myles Garrett. Em is here. Andy Kamenetzky's in for John, and we welcome the official legal partner of the Los Angeles Rams, Jacob Emrani. Jacob, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys.
You always pick winners, right?
I try.
You got the Lakers, you got LAFC, you got the Rams. How excited are you for this season?
Oh, my God. I can't even put it into words. I mean, it's an all-star team.
Yep.
With all-star coaches. Just came back from the Chalk Talk.
Oh, yeah. How was the Chalk Talk?
Sean McVay, my God, man. That guy wanted to make me run through the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Where does he come up with these sayings? I mean, I had to, literally write down every saying this guy used. He's just incredible.
What was the most common one? Was it we, not me?
No, he talked about – they asked him what happens when somebody messes up and then, runs to the sideline. Are you the type that says, hey, you'll get him next time? Or is it you're going to be all over him? He goes, you don't want to run into the enemy when you come to the sideline.
There you go.
And it's like, wow. I mean, it's like, your enemy's not on the sideline. You're going to make him feel like we'll get him next time. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
The key to it, too, is it's not just the sayings. It's that he can sell them. Because if you can't sell them, then it just sounds fake.
And you can't back them up,
right.
too.
Can't back them up. You can't sell them. Like, if it doesn't feel authentic, none of this Like, I think Sean McVay is aware of his persona, and he leans into it, but it doesn't feel fake.
He does, and I'm going to give you another one that he did. Sorry.
Okay.
Necessity. They asked him about, when he went to the four.
You really were taking notes.
I wrote them. Yeah. They asked him when he goes to the 4 tight ends.
Yep.
And he goes, we had a couple of our wide receivers out, so we had to use tight ends. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah. Of course.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's impressive.
Yeah, he's really impressive. And you know what it is? First of all, let's just say it. He's the best coach in the NFL. I mean, for me, he's absolutely the best coach in the NFL. And the way to know that is the number of his assistants who've gone out on their own and been unbelievably successful. And even this year, like they've got Nate Shieldhouse in there. They've got Cliff Kingsbury in there. There's like a winning culture. You don't win like this without being that guy.
And it's like you think every year he's going to lose everybody, right?
Yep.
But he's, even though he loses some people, his aura gets a lot of people to come back.
Sure.
I mean, Nate Chillhouse was going to come back. Kingsbury could have been anywhere.
Yep.
Right? And he lands over here. So it's just incredible to see how, he brings the best minds together.
Yep.
And this is a year that you not only need the best players on the field, but you need the best minds on the sidelines as well.
It's funny, we were talking to Sarah Barshop from ESPN a minute ago about the Rams culture, and that's one of the things. It's a lot like the Dodgers culture. Get all the smart guys in one room and see what the outcome is, see what the output is, and get out of the way. Exactly. And the other thing I love is, organizations. I was looking at Jerry Jones rambling about something today. I'm like, the Rams organization is so in alignment, from Stan to Les to Sean to Matthew Stafford, that when you see that alignment, everybody on the same page, I think that's how you win.
I think a big commonality in that, though, is security.
Yeah.
Like, everybody seems secure with their place in the organization. They don't feel threatened with not getting enough credit or not having enough juice. Like, Sean McVay always, if they lose a game, he will always put it on himself. Even if even if we're watching, we're like, dude,
it's not you.
We know this was not you.
I got to do a better job coaching. Yeah.
Because he also recognizes, players love to see their coach take accountability, but he knows he's not going to get blamed. Like, he knows he's not actually going to get blamed, even if he takes blame, and that's why you can do it, and it helps create that culture.
And we've seen in other sports where coaches throw their players under the bus when something goes wrong. But you're absolutely right. From the day he's landed here, he throws himself in front of the bus.
Yep.
And he protects everybody. And I think that loyalty goes both ways, right? I mean, I've had a chance to hang out and talk to Les Snead.
Yep.
And most of the time in these organizations, you're going to have the guy who's a rah-rah guy, and you're going to have the other guy who's like fully corporate, and the guy has no personality. That's not these guys.
Yeah.
Les, Sean, Shula, all these guys. It's like a bunch of guys that are all on the same page.
Yep.
And it just makes it so natural, which is incredible.
It also helps get the players' attention because there are maybe once every 8 or 9 games, Sean will say they need to be better.
Yeah.
So when he actually says they need to be better, it gets their attention because it's so rare that he's putting it on anyone but himself.
I want to ask you about a young rising star in this business, Jacob. Young Tyler Emrani. I believe, when will his show actually debut here at ESPN LA? Tyler Emrani, your son, who is at where's he go to school?
He goes to Beverly.
Beverly?
He's going to start his junior year.
Great guy.
And you guys have been great with him. He's got an internship, this week with you guys.
Yeah.
He's just had such a great time. He's learning from every single person that is associated to this amazing organization, and it's incredible. I really do appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, we're there to support him, and I think his bar mitzvah's coming up, right?
It's past.
Oh,
Kyle.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, no, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, my
sorry
13-year-old.
Yeah.
So he's a little older.
A little older.
Yes.
Yeah, too old for a bar mitzvah.
Yes.
Got it. Hey, Jacob, it's great seeing you, man. Thanks
you,
for coming out, and glad you made it to camp, and of course, official legal partner of the Los Angeles Rams. I will see you at games with those gigantic Jacob Emrani heads.
I can't wait
in the
for
suite
it.
down there.
Can't wait. Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you very much. Jacob Emrani there. Coming up next for you, we are going to do some fast track. We're live from Rams camp. Andy in for John, 710 ESPN.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Rams General Manager Les Snead joining us here on the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show. How do you feel about this training camp, this roster, what you guys have put together this year? It's a good roster. Now the hope is let's stay healthy. Let's not run into adversity, knowing that around the corner there'll be some. But right now on the flip card, it's a nice flip card. Now,
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
John Ireland here, and when it comes to vodka, I like a winner, and Blue Ice Vodka delivers. America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
The bikini debuted in July of 1948. Coincidentally, that's the last time I felt ready to wear one. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Appetite for Destruction plays the music of Guns N' Roses. Poolside playback, August 13th.
Number 2.
Summertime is pool time. Rent a casino with a private pool.
And the number 1 reason.
Don't pay high prices for gas. Morongo's Travel Center prices are the lowest price gas around.
Morongo, good times.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNLAcontests.com.
That's ESPNLAcontests.com.
The home of Rams football. And now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350 cube, 3 1/4 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plane manifold, open race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, I'm going to take it away, and actually we're going to do something a little bit different. We are joined right now by Rams and NFL authority, Jourdan Rodrigue. Jourdan, how are you?
I'm so happy to be on with you guys.
We've had you on the phone. I've never met you in person.
I know. I was so glad to finally shake your hand. It was very cool. And I have never met you in person, but you were so kind to me when I first moved here. It was amazing.
You're welcome. So I want to start with a different question. We've been talking to a lot of people. How does the rest of the league view the Rams right now?
Uh-oh. Right? Like,
yeah.
I think that would be my reaction, too. No, it's funny. They're the front runner, right?
Yep.
What I love about this, I was just talking to someone about this the other day, where it's kind of a 2018 vibe in the sense that every team knows that they're bringing their best and that they have the best. And now every team is going to send their best game plan at these guys. So in 2018, we saw so much like bespoke game planning against this offense. We saw so much like attempt to contain what was then taking over the league at the time with the 11 personnel. We'll see it again this year with the offense, but also with the defense as well. This season, you're going to see so much individualistic planning versus this Rams team. My biggest thing is, what are we going to see that's really cool that comes out of all those collisions and all of that? And I know you're hoping for a Super Bowl out of it. I just want to learn stuff, man. I'm so excited.
Do they get a sense that they are that team? That they know everyone's gunning for them, but do they get a sense that they are worthy of everybody gunning for them?
You know, I think that's a great question, because I think that if you read your press clippings or you see kind of like you walk out to practice and walking out next to you is Myles freaking Garrett, right?
Yeah,
then you think, wow, this is real. This might be real for us. You know, but I think that what this coaching staff has done is a really good job of being very present. And I think putting these players in situations where they don't have time almost to think about what it is that they could be building or aiming for this year. The pace is so fast. The tempo is so fast. Even the walkthrough, I was here for the installation yesterday, and the walkthrough and the tempo was still so high paced, and it was problem solving in real time, and you really have no choice but to be totally locked in present to where you actually are. It sounds like a cliche. I know that. I hear myself saying it. But when you actually see it, you're actually like, oh, there's a reason why people say you're where your feet are, because they feel like they are.
So at the moment, Seattle is the champ.
Yes.
But we're going to see San Francisco first in Melbourne, in Australia. What are the Niners going to look like?
Yeah, so I think they're going to continue, I think, looking a lot like how they have offensively, except just with a number one receiver for the first time, a bona fide number one receiver for the first time in a long time with Mike Evans being over there now. I think what Kyle Shanahan does best is game plan around the strengths of his multiple personnel, meaning his hybrid players, the George Kittles, the Christian McCaffreys, getting those guys out in space, doing formation changing to do that. He can hit the perimeter shots a little bit more now because Brock Purdy is playing like that quarterback who can hit those shots now. And I feel like on defense, you're going to see a lot of five-man fronts. This is Raheem Morris, right? Very familiar to Rams fans. You see a lot of five-man fronts, but I think you're going to see a tendency to get a little bit more aggressive with the coverage early on because they have to lift this pass rush off the ground. It really struggled last year, and a lot of those guys have to take another step forward.
Is the NFC West the toughest of them all?
Yes, that's my opinion. I am very biased because I love it out here.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely, and I would say like the AFC West is trying to sort of compete.
Great, because we play them this year, right?
I mean,
yeah, right.
NFC North is pretty good too.
NFC North has tried to hold the crown. I think there's too many quarterback questions at Minnesota and all of that. But I think like the NFC West, it sort of cannibalizes itself so much that this is one of those where every single game counts for two. I know another cliche. I'm throwing them out all over the place today. But this is one of those where you know your opponent so well, and you even can't overlook the Cardinals, right?
Yes, you can.
I mean,
I'm overlooking them.
I think those guys miss the days where they could truly overlook the Cardinals. But I think
if they're right about Kyler Murray, then they're at least going to be a solid team.
Well, no. Actually, it's Jacoby Brissett.
Excuse me.
Well, I think to the point, if they were right about letting him walk out the building, then and I think that you get competency at quarterback in Arizona when you pay Jacoby Brissett, and it's like, it's not that much money, guys. Everyone calm down.
NFC North with Kyler Murray. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and then I think you have a very familiar face there now, and we all know that when these guys know each other as well as they do, the games are going to be really, really good despite the level of maybe perceived competence in the building.
Right. I want to ask you about the AFC West. I was looking at odds today. I like looking at the odds and seeing where Vegas views things. Denver's like the fourth pick out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl. Denver was just missed it last year. I think they may be the team to beat in the AFC.
My theory, I agree with you. I think they're a bona fide dudes team.
Yeah.
Like, they are awesome. And I think they showed that they thought they were awesome because they didn't do barely anything in free agency.
Yes.
They drafted mostly for depth, and then they went out and got Jalen Waddle, which I think was a rock star move. It just elevates the dimension of their passing game so much more, adds so much speed and timing to what they do, and they just got better. They're not dealing with a ton of injuries. The defense actually regressed a tiny bit up front last year, which means they're due to bounce back, if that's even possible with how well they played. And I think that the markets or whatever. I don't really pay that much attention, but they don't like when teams don't move in the offseason.
When they're not making a bunch of changes, right.
Exactly. And so I think that's a sort of a sneaky thing. It's them and then elsewhere in the AFC, not the West, but them and Houston are my two teams to beat in the AFC overall.
I was just about to ask, who do you think is another bona fide dudes team, as you put it, that maybe isn't getting enough credit?
Should I trademark that?
I like it. I'm going to use it.
I feel like I have to trademark that. No,
I'll pay you every time I say it.
That's Houston for me. That's Houston. Houston, what they do with DeMeco Ryans on defense is their players are better than your players, and they line up and play you. He doesn't do a lot of crazy simulated pressures. He doesn't do a lot of crazy, what is this call going to be? He plays, no defense in the NFL is simple, but he plays a relatively straightforward one. Everybody in the league knows the rules for it because it's been around for so long. But their players are so much better than your players that they can line up and kick the snot out of you, and they try to do it every single time, and they play on a line, and it is beautiful to watch. But it's also very painful looking too.
Yeah.
So the last time that the Rams had this much hype going into their season, this much primetime games, was the year they had the 5-12 season, and they just did not live up to the hype they had because of injuries, because of XYZ. What do you think is the difference between the psychology of that team and the psychology of this team going into this year?
Well, I think that team was tired, right? You're talking about 2022?
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you celebrate that long into the postseason, as they all did, very visibly, I think good for them. They earned it. I just think you're fatigued, you're tired. Sean McVay had to replace coordinators that year. He had to replace, at least on the offensive side, he had to replace assistants who did a lot of the things that he had delegated to in the past. It was, just a lot of fatigue, exhaustion, burnout, and then it's not enough time to recalibrate and prepare. You'll notice that when this team is at its best, it will make these big changes, whether it's in the off season like they did this year, whether it is right before the trade deadline as they've done in the past. They almost create their own catalysts in order to make themselves feel fresh, in order to make themselves feel that spark and troubleshoot. My theory that year, and it's a great point about the injuries, but I don't think they were ready to begin with. I think they made bad signings in free agency. That was the Allen Robinson year, who was a great player but just had crossed over to the other side of his career at that point. Bobby Wagner was amazing to have in the building, but he wasn't the player they needed. They made him too late in the process. It was one of those things where it was like every step begat another step, and it just compounded.
And we saw game one. They lost 41-10 to Buffalo Bills.
And they weren't physically ready for it. And they looked fatigued, and they looked like they weren't physically ready for it. To me, this team knows how to turn itself over much quicker, and then it knows how to be catalytic to itself, not just allow the opponent to do that for itself.
I've got a bet with Brian Cohen, who is our associate producer back in the studio. And tell me who's going to win this. I have the Raiders with a better record than the Chargers.
Whoa.
Yes.
In L.A., you've said that.
I said that.
Oh. Aren't you
that.
worried the Chargers fans are going to come find you?
I'm not
yeah, we have to find them first.
I haven't seen either one of them.
Oh, my God. You know what? I think you're wrong.
Okay.
But I also think the Raiders are going to be better than people think they will be.
I think Kubiak is going to be like Ben Johnson.
I think he runs an offense that not a lot of coaches have seen this version of it in the modern league, because the league has moved towards so much youth everywhere. He's running like a throwback Gary Kubiak, his dad, offense mixed with whatever the heck Kyle Shanahan's cooking up that spring, you know? And I think that's really interesting because he's pretty unscouted. He's hard to game plan for. And I think if he's got stability and progress at quarterback, which it seems like the moves they made with Kirk Cousins and obviously Fernando Mendoza's development, it seems like that is exactly what they're looking for, stability and progress. And then get the skill guys going all around it. The offense, I think, will be better than people think. The offensive line, I think, will be better than people think.
9-8? What do you think, 9-8?
I could find 7 wins on their schedule.
Find 7?
I can find
2 more.
All right. Done. We did it.
I'm looking for
We fixed the Raiders, guys. We did it. Yeah.
That's right. 9-8.
Took those other guys decades. You guys did it in 5
man.
seconds.
What has it been, like 30-something years since a winning? Yeah.
Yeah. Who is the ultimate X factor on this team?
That's a great question, because I was standing back out there to start this practice, and I just love watching the way Trent McDuffie moves. I think the obvious choice, you cannot leave it unsaid. Myles Garrett, Matthew Stafford. Names we know. We've heard of those guys. Pretty good football players. But in terms of maybe the people that people are really curious about, that they want to know more about, Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson combo. You guys remember when they drafted Jared Verse and Braden Fisk
together?
And what they did
was
they
some continuity
chemistry.
There.
And they did a lot of studies with their scouting department about what that continuity was going to look like and what that chemistry was going to look like when you could basically jam-pack 3 years of chemistry development between players that very much need to play together, and then drop it in ready to go on an NFL defensive line. Similar sort of strategy with getting these two guys, both former Chiefs players, in Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson. These are guys who know how to play together.
Yep.
When you play defensive back like that, the thing that is so important is you understand each other's spacing. Those guys have this magnetic understanding of everyone's spacing and voids on the field because they're so used to playing with each other that, yes, they're 2 new players dropped in at crucial positions, but they really feel each other as they play, and you can sort of watch it in how they move. I like to stand in the back of the end zone and watch the defense for that reason, because I just think it's very artistic the way that good corners can paint the canvas together.
With that in mind, do you consider the secondary last year it could be shaky, this year solved?
Well, I mean, the pass rush was solid. I think if you gave last year's secondary this year's pass rush, I think that would help too. I think they were very honest about themselves, right? Their self-scout, they were like, not only do we need better corners here, but we also need to make sure we can free up our move player, Quentin Lake, to kind of do what he does and be a matchup problem. He couldn't do that if he's just helping all the time, right? help the linebackers not have to move side to side so much. It's just a whole lot of things that fixing those positions specifically did, upgrading them with, Pro Bowl caliber talent, and doing it in a way that's more of a known quantity. Both of these players, they have a lot of tape on. Corners coming out of the draft, they're so variant. They might develop one year and then regress and then develop. It's so hard to predict how even top corners will develop. But these two guys are already bona fide, in the league, and they have so much consistent tape on them, and then they see how they play together, and I think they have fixed the secondary.
Everybody we've talked to today has said they feel like Aaron Donald is going to happen. Do you have the same feeling?
I feel like Aaron Donald is going to happen. Yeah, I feel like, me personally, my opinion, my very, very, very personal opinion is that I do think that Aaron Donald will play for the Rams this year.
Wow.
That's what I think. I think that it's like everyone and everything.
They're listening to you.
That's what. Yeah, I do think that, really. I think you will. I think, in 2022, they tried to trade for Myles Garrett.
Yep.
I've reported that. And they couldn't do it, obviously.
Yep.
And that was supposed to be the carrot, the anti-retirement carrot at the time. That was a guy this whole building has been such a fan of and is such a fan of for so long. Didn't work out then. Might work out now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see what happens.
I remember from your coverage of the Rams, you got to know Aaron pretty well. You did a lot
as well as anyone can.
Right.
Very private guy, yeah.
But I remember you wrote a really good piece about his retirement and stuff like that. What do you think he brings beyond sort of the obvious if he does return to this team situated the way it is?
Yeah, it's it's similar to I would say what Matthew Stafford brings. It's someone who has seen it all, been through it all, and I think really good for young players to be around because of how he prepares. And not just how he prepares for every single game, but how he prepares for every single practice. They've got some elite talent on that defensive line right now. Even the younger guys are really making a name for themselves in the league. How do you go from, if you're the younger guys, how do you go from that to eternal, right? Myles Garrett is eternal. We know this already.
Yep.
But when you have a guy who wants it bad enough for you that he's willing to put his retirement life on the side for a second and come and try to help you win, and he wants that for you as a team, God, you want to play for that guy. You want to run through a freaking wall for that guy. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
So I hope it happens. I think it would be awesome. It'd be a great story.
So I'm an 11-win guy. Where do you stand?
I'm an 11-win guy.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they called their shot. I think anything less than a Super Bowl is failing to meet expectations, but they're not thinking about it that way.
Right.
They're thinking about it as, again, being totally present and how can we go and do some cool stuff out on the field. This is like the what if we tried this team?
Yeah.
Right? What if we traded for Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
What if we tried 13 personnel when no one's running it? What if we tried, running our undrafted free agent safety as a dime inside linebacker? Oh, and he's leading the league in interceptions. This is a team that just tries stuff. And that's what we're going to see this year because I think they're going to play free. I think they're going to have fun. And if they can achieve not feeling the weight of those expectations, I think we're going to see some really special stuff.
Jordan, it is great to meet you in person. Fantastic
Wonderful
stuff.
to meet you in person.
Thank you so much. Jourdan
Thank you,
Rodrigue from The Athletic here. Nice stuff. Again, we're at Rams training camp live. We are expecting Myles Garrett a little bit later on in the show, so we're excited about that. In the meantime, Cosm brings fans the ultimate immersive sports experience. At Cosm, you watch all your favorite summer sports on massive, high-resolution displays surrounded by fans. And the Dome is an immersive experience with massive wraparound display, reserved booth-style seating. I have had so much fun at Cosm. And you can be part of the action right now at SummerSlam 2026 in shared reality this Saturday and Sunday. Cosm's immersive display will surround you with one of the WWE's biggest events and bring the superstars to life. To get your tickets for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam 2026 at Cosm, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com, Cosm.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It is Fast Track on Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto.
All right, it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
I actually saw a lady on the beach. They call her the bubble lady. And she's one of those ladies that stands there, and she's got those two, like,
the big
sticks,
circle ones?
The big sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And then you, like, touch the bubbles together, and then you, like, expand them, and then these giant bubbles come flying out. And little kids are going, this is so cool. And they're trying to pop them and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, the bubble lady. So.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
800-345-6789. Count the facts. Count on Jacob.
Count your options, then count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Put it in your phone. Memorize it.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect Paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store, and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, success is yours for the taking and the making, and nothing should keep you from it, especially not an application fee. Apply now and we'll waive your application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Fast Track.
And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
Zoom, man.
Isn't Jourdan just the best?
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Such good information. Yeah, I love her.
I think reading what she writes is worth a subscription to The Athletic in itself. Like,
yes, it is.
If you're somebody who cares about like long form features, like she gets really in depth with these people. So definitely check her out whenever you get a chance to.
Yeah,
so,
big subscriber to The Athletic. Great stuff.
My Fast Track is on this day in 1991. So what, 35 years ago?
Yes.
Was when Enter Sandman was released by Metallica. And it's been used for Mariano Rivera when he came out of the dugout, at the bullpen. And then you also have it when Virginia Tech has it as they're running out to the field song. Is this the greatest hype song that we have? Or is it only associated with very hype things?
See, there are a number of really good play-in songs for closers.
Hell's Bells for Trevor
with,
Hoffman
with
was
Trevor
incredible.
Hoffman.
Hell's Bells is very cool.
That was incredible.
I, for one, loved California Love for Kenley Jansen. Not an intimidating song, but we're all in this together.
Takashi Saito used to come out to Bad to the Bone. That was really good, too.
Yeah.
That is good. And well, we have Edwin Diaz with the
trumpet. He's coming back. I heard he's coming back tonight. I think
he's active.
He's active. Okay, so
may not
we'll need a save
tonight.
situation.
Yeah, who knows? But I think...
And it's his bobblehead night.
Ooh. Very
wow, very cool.
Is it him with the trumpet?
I don't know.
It would be pretty cool if it was.
It's not. I'm getting word.
But I think that Enter Sandman is definitely up there, but I think it's also more just associated with how those teams have done it. Like, if you've never seen Virginia Tech, which I hate to admit because I'm a UVA person.
Oh, yeah, you're a UVA
But Virginia Tech gets really freaking cool when Enter Sandman plays, especially for a night game. The entirety of everybody is jumping up and down. It's very cool.
Although my favorite one in terms of, like, team songs or big, I love when Michigan does the Killers.
Mr. Brightside.
Mr. Brightside.
And there's Jump Around as well. That was with Wisconsin? Is that who
Is that
does
what it was?
Jump Around?
is Wisconsin, yeah.
Yeah. Brian, what do you got?
Fast Track.
A couple of cool things coming up at Dodger Stadium in the near future here. Got an email for a couple events. So one is they've done it for a few years now, the golf. You can kind of hit golf balls off the seats.
That's
onto
cool.
the field. They set up a few different holes, kind of like a driving range simulation thing.
Like Top Golf.
Like Top Golf, yeah.
And then they're
at
also
Dodger Stadium,
doing movies in the outfield. I believe the first one is Sandlot, where you could sit, in the outfield grass and watch the movie on the Jumbotron. If you had to choose one, which one are you choosing?
I think it is really, really cool to be on the field. I've gotten to do that. I did one of those movie nights and fireworks nights where you were allowed to go out on the field. I think it is just wild to be on the field at Dodger Stadium.
I would choose the on the field as well, unless you're like a really good golfer.
Yeah.
Like I've done that golfing thing before, and I'm not a great golfer.
I'm a terrible golfer.
It was fine. I think most people, the average person, is going to have more fun with the on the field than the golfing.
Yeah, we're all movie people, so I think we'd all prefer the movie. I also love an outdoor movie. I love seeing a movie in a special place. I love a movie on the beach. I love a movie in a park.
I wish they'd show like a really Sandlot's a great movie, right, for family. What about Grown Up Night? What about
Major League?
Goodfellas. Goodfellas at Dodger Stadium. I'm all for it.
Goodfellas at Dodger Stadium.
That is awesome.
I think anytime. Oh yeah, Bull Durham.
Bull Durham's another good one.
At Dodger Stadium. Yeah, I think anytime you're going to be airing a movie publicly, you kind of have to make it PG or G.
I think you probably do.
You're probably not doing Eyes Wide Shut night at Dodger Stadium.
No Eyes Wide Shut night.
Maybe it's SoFi
No
Stadium.
Caligula night.
Yeah. By the way, Eyes Wide Shut. Do we like that movie?
You know what?
I've never seen it.
You've never? Oh, you
I will.
love it.
I will.
The first time I
Tom Cruise.
saw it, I did not like it. Like the year it came out in '99, my joke was Stanley Kubrick saw the dailies and that's what killed him.
Okay.
But then I rewatched it maybe 5 years ago for the first time since then. It's a much better movie when it's removed from the whole Tom and Nicole of it all. And everybody's speculating, what does this mean about their marriage? Like what? And you just watch it as a movie. It's much better. Cruise is great. He's in like
Nicole
every
Kidman.
I'll
scene.
be the judge of that.
There's a scene with Nicole Kidman dressing down Tom Cruise.
Yes.
That is unbelievable.
Is that the one where he says like this marijuana is making you?
Yes.
Go crazy? I've seen that meme.
And Sidney Pollack is fantastic.
He was a great actor.
Yeah, he really was.
Actor.
Yep.
Earlier in the show, you teased the Plaxico Burress.
Oh, yeah, Plaxico
Burress.
Burress.
Can you tell us about that?
So, Plaxico went to jail on a gun charge, spent 20 months in prison. And he was recently asked what it's like. He compared prison to playing for the New York Jets. He says, going to prison every day, you wake up feeling like a loser. It felt like playing for the Jets.
That feels unfair to prison to me.
And I feel like
prison would be better than the
I think
Jets.
prison deserves more respect than being compared to the Jets.
I will say anybody on this team who has been drafted by the Rams and spent their entire career with the Rams will never know that feeling.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the Rams will always just be a good organization.
They'll always be there, exactly.
Yeah,
and
the
they
Jets
will never
prison?
be there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
When was the last time the Jets were any good?
2009.
I mean,
Can't wait. Bart Scott.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think that maybe. But even then, it's not like they went to the Super Bowl.
You know, it's funny. In New York, when I lived in New York, generally speaking, if you're a Jets fan, you're a Mets fan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a Giants fan, you're a Yankees fan.
And then everybody's a Knicks fan.
And everybody's a Knicks fan. I think if I went to New York, I would want to be the Giants guy. I would want to be the Knicks
Rangers.
guy. Would not the Rangers. Like there are institutional teams in New York, and the Jets are not one of them. They're like the Angels. They're the Angels.
I'll tell you this: one of my best friends from college, he is a lifelong Jets fan, and the way he's described it really does sound similar to prison. Like you are trapped in this awful situation that there doesn't seem to be any parole coming.
Yep.
It feels like you're serving this out life, and it is awful, and it's never going to get better.
Yeah.
Can I do a bit of live producing here? Why don't we do Game of Games next?
I was going to say the same thing.
The practice should be over around 2:55.
Yep.
So we want to make sure everyone can listen to Game of Games. So let's do Game of Games next.
Okay, we're going to do Game of Games. Coming up next, Andy Kamenetzky's game today, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Matthew Stafford joining us here on DeMarco and Trav, the afternoon show.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
You got your weapons on your side of the ball. You look across and you see a guy like Myles Garrett all of a sudden. Take me through what it's like when you know you have a game wrecker like that on the other side. Like, how do you go through your process of knowing where he is and try to do the best you can to stay the hell away from him?
Yeah, when we played him a couple years ago, it was every single play is where is 95? Are we good to run the play? Are we not good to run the play? And that puts a lot of stress on everybody, right? And then the ball snap, you physically got to go deal with the guy, So it's a chess match, and then it's also just a physical battle. And we're doing everything we can to try to give him looks that he's going to get in the season. We're not just sitting there with an open side tackle and saying, "Hey man, rush the tackle all you want. This is what teams are going to do." He knows better than that. We know better than that. And so just trying to again raise the floor, make everybody better football players. And if we do that, I think we'll like the result.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
The bikini debuted in July of 1948. Coincidentally, that's the last time I felt ready to wear one. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Appetite for Destruction plays the music of Guns N' Roses. Poolside playback, August 13th.
Number 2.
Summertime is pool time. Rent a casita with a private pool.
And the number 1 reason.
Don't pay high prices for gas. Morongo's Travel Center prices are the lowest priced gas around.
Morongo, good times.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Waba Grill. It's flavorful. It's quality. It's fresh. It's spicy. Introducing our new Chili Crisp Dumplings. A spicy twist on a Waba favorite. Bold, crunchy, and tossed in fiery chili crisp. Get yours now, only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates to third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
All right, it is Game of Games time. And Em, do you have a score, by the way, for this? Actually, go ahead and do your piece of NBA
Let me
news.
do this first because there's a piece of NBA news.
Yeah.
So this is in from Baxter Holmes of ESPN. The NBA investigation into whether the LA Clippers circumvented the salary cap to pay Kawhi Leonard could drag into 2027 if the parties don't agree on the findings or any proposed settlement that involves punishing the team, sources tell ESPN. What are we doing here?
What are we doing? How long does it take to do this investigation?
Pablo found this out a year ago.
Here's the thing, though. This, I think, speaks to them trying to come up with the punishment as opposed to still investigating. I think they are trying to land on a punishment that doesn't get fought by anybody. So once they announce it, they can announce the punishment and move on.
I will say Adam Silver is someone who just doesn't want to punish anybody. He's gentle parenting the NBA, and so he doesn't want to come down and do any actual punishment.
But I mean, Kawhi Leonard's just dangling out there right now.
Well,
so are the Clippers, so are the Raptors. No one knows. I also don't know how you make the schedule for the season, not knowing also what I guess just you get the Raptors not as many national games, assuming that Kawhi isn't there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is news, and we can talk about it the rest of the way.
Maybe drag into 2027. Well done. Well done.
And this is not the last segment of the day. We are just moving it up because we got the Rams practice ending soon, and our scores for the month. John has 4. Mason has 3. Frankie D. Fresh has 3. Andy has 2. I have 2. Everyone else has 1. Brian, Jacob, Lance, Madeline, Pepe, Geeter, Travis, Funch.
If they drag this long enough, Kawhi won't even have a contract that you could void.
No.
Oh, that's right.
That's how you get around it. Oil hat theory. All right. We are awaiting a conversation with Myles Garrett.
Yep.
So with that in mind, got some Myles Garrett trivia.
Okay, excellent.
And put everyone through.
Excellent.
Myles Garrett, not surprisingly, star athlete in high school, excelled in multiple sports. In particular, he was among the best in the state at this sport. Wrestling in the heavyweight division, basketball as a center, or track, shot put, and discus. Wrestling, basketball, or track. Myles Garrett, also one of the best in the state in high school. Mace goes first.
I'll go track.
Emily.
Also going track.
BC.
Basketball.
You should have gone with the crowd, BC. He was one of the best in the state at shot put and discus.
He looks like he could do that.
Yeah, well,
Real good.
He looks like he could do all of them, let's be honest. Myles Garrett, not surprisingly, holds the Browns' all-time record for sacks at 125.5. Next closest player behind him, Bill Glass. Over or under 50 sacks behind him? Over or under 50 sacks behind Myles Garrett. Emily goes first.
Let me go under.
BC.
Over.
And Mace.
Over.
It is actually under.
Oh, M takes
Not
that.
by a lot, though. 48 behind. He has 77.5 sacks, Bill Glass.
Ooh,
He was
okay.
a Browns DE in the 60s. So Emily's got 2, Mace 1, BC off the board.
BC is always playing for lucky loser.
During Myles Garrett's freshman year, along the way to finishing up with 11.5 sacks, he broke the SEC's all-time record for freshman sacks. Who previously held the record? Jadeveon Clowney, David Pollock, or Derek Thomas? Clowney, Pollock, or Thomas clearly held the SEC freshman record that Garrett broke. BC goes first.
Clowney.
Mace.
Clowney.
3 for 3.
And you 3 are all correct. It was Jadeveon Clowney who had 8 sacks as a freshman.
Brian nailed that. That means you're not alive for lucky loser, Brian.
What dining accessory does Myles Garrett never leave home without? Brother Brewer's African hot sauce, chopsticks, or herbal tea? The hot sauce, chopsticks, or herbal tea Myles Garrett never leaves home without. Mace goes.
Awfully specific about the hot sauce. I'll go hot sauce.
Emily.
Chopsticks.
BC.
Hot sauce.
It is chopsticks.
Really? Did you know that, Em?
I didn't know it, no.
He was introduced to Japanese food at a young age and learned chopsticks and I guess loves eating with them. The hot sauce, though, is a real hot sauce.
Okay.
We talked about the 99 Club earlier in the show.
Yes.
It's the best-rated players in Madden who get a 99. Myles Garrett will get his 3rd honors. Who have the most 99s in Madden history? Who has the most? Peyton Manning, Aaron Donald, or Ray Lewis? Manning, Donald, or Lewis. Most 99s in Madden history. Those are the 3 actual leaders, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Emily goes first.
Give me Donald.
BC.
Aaron Donald.
And
I will take number 99.
And you are all correct. It is Aaron Donald with 7, Peyton Manning has 6, and Ray Lewis 5.
Maybe he'll have another one next year.
Yeah, could be another one.
Myles Garrett has been obsessed with dinosaurs since he was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, he cited this dinosaur as his favorite. Which dinosaur is it? The Spinosaurus, Triceratops, or Velociraptor? Spinosaurus, Triceratops, Velociraptor. Myles Garrett's favorite dinosaur. I believe BC goes first.
Velociraptor.
And Mace?
Spinosaurus.
Velociraptor.
It is Spinosaurus.
Ooh.
It is. It's got a big sail that he likes. That's the thing on your back.
Oh, yeah.
Big
okay.
sail. So
Cool.
Emily's 5, Mace 4, BC with 2.
How many left?
4.
Okay.
Keeping with the theme of things from the past, Myles Garrett is or at least was an avid Dungeons & Dragons player. Mm-hmm. He once created a character called Garrett the Grey. What type of species was Garrett the Grey? A half-elf rogue assassin, a half-orc berserker barbarian, or a half-druid sorcerer? The half-elf rogue assassin, the barbarian, or the sorcerer was Garrett the Grey. Emily goes first.
Give me the orc.
The orc, okay. BC.
Half-elf.
Half-elf and Mace.
Orc.
BC catching up. It was a
BC.
half-elf rogue assassin.
Dang.
Miles Garrett.
Make sure to bring that up when he's here. That's
I will.
Awesome.
We have asked him about D&D before when he came on with us.
Oh,
earlier.
that's true.
He also had a half-orc berserker barbarian, but that character's name was Flapper.
Okay.
Got it.
So I was half right.
Yeah.
Okay. Miles Garrett invested in a major league pickleball team located in Texas. What was the team's name? The Texas Barbecue, the Texas Stampede, or the Texas Ranchers? Barbecue, Stampede, or Ranchers? Mace goes.
Emily is our leader, so she'll start.
Okay, she goes first.
Ranchers.
Ranchers. Mace.
I'll go Ranchers.
BC.
Stampede.
BC, you're falling behind. It is, in fact, the Ranchers. They were 7th in the league last year. Other investors include Brady, Mahomes, LeBron, Durant, and Naomi Osaka.
Wow.
7th out of how many teams?
I think it's like 16.
Okay. So middle of the pack.
Miles Garrett took part in one of these classic game shows. Which is it? Celebrity Jeopardy, Celebrity Family Feud, or Celebrity Wheel of Fortune? Jeopardy, Family Feud, or Wheel of Fortune?
Family Feud.
Okay, and Mace.
I think it is Family Feud.
And BC.
Wheel of Fortune.
BC, you're cooked, man. It is, in fact, Family Feud. His team was rookies, so it was Mitch Trubisky, Jamal Adams, Tre'Davious White, and Cam Robinson.
How many more left, Andy?
I got 2 left.
2 left.
BC, I believe you're done.
Sorry, BC. Not your day.
Miles Garrett is in a commercial right now for Chase Sapphire Reserve card with Chloe Kim and actress Juno Temple. What is the reported credit limit for the Chase Sapphire Reserve card? $100,000, $150,000, or $200,000? $100,000, $150,000, or $200,000. You're both tied, so Emily goes first.
$150,000.
Mace.
$100,000.
Mace takes the lead. It is $100,000. So one left.
All right,
Emily
last
can
one.
tie.
Yep.
Which of these Netflix shows is Miles Garrett known to be a massive fan of? Squid Game, Stranger Things, or Wednesday? Squid Game, Stranger Things, or Wednesday? Miles Garrett is a massive fan of. Mace would go
Let's
first.
go Stranger Things.
Squid Game.
Mace is your winner.
Hey!
Stranger Things.
Mason.
He is a huge fan of it.
Excellent. Never watched the Squid Game show. Is it good?
I love it.
Yeah, and I went that because he is fascinated with Asian culture, so I was like, Korean, it's a Korean show. First season's really good. I didn't watch the second season. I know you love it.
I love Squid Game.
Yeah.
Did you?
I thought it was really, really
What are they like? You run and they kill you or something?
It's like a Hunger Games type situation.
Okay.
So why don't we break? I think the practice just ended.
Okay, cool.
And then we're expecting Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett is coming up on the show. Mason in Ireland, we're live from Rams training camp. Andy's in for John, 710 ESPN.
The personalities you know.
So I shot back. I said, at least our last Super Bowl team is still alive.
Wow. That's dark.
I apologize to all the living Super Bowl championship Raiders.
The personalities you know, the teams you love, the station you spend time with every day. LA's mega sports station. ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Hi, it's Ramona Shelburne. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SE for just $299 a month. Comes with owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Take it from me. With next-level customer service and incredible dealer incentives, your next Hyundai is waiting for you at Hyundai of Glendale. Call 818-222-8000 or check them out at HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$299 per month plus tax. Close and lease for 24 months. $47.49 total due on signing plus government fees and taxes. Unapproved above average credit through HMF. There's no security deposit. 7,500 miles per year. 20 cents per access miles. Expires 7/31/26.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
First show on the radio, and it's all I listen to all day, and every day I can't wait to listen to you guys.
That is so nice. So nice, you man.
Mason and Ireland.
These guys are a whole bunch of fools.
Back to the guys.
There. You know his voice from SoFi Stadium?
Whose house?
Rams house. And we are at Rams training camp as we speak. Great afternoon. A lot of fans out here. We saw Matthew Stafford a little bit. We saw Stafford. We saw Terrence Ferguson a little bit. They look really, really crisp. It's exciting. I love training camp. I love the NFL. I can't wait till it gets here.
It has felt exciting. And everything that you hear about this team is there's an aura and there's an energy. You can feel it just from where we're sitting.
Oh, yeah.
You really can.
Yeah, there's an intensity and there's a passion and it's going on. And, you know, I think it's exciting because this is the first time I can remember that we were the Super Bowl favorites. I don't think we've been the Super Bowl favorites, have we, Em?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think this is like the first time. And
At least not going into the season.
Right, not going into the season. Yeah, I mean, I think this feels different to me.
Well, you know, one of the things when Jourdan was talking about how, you know, they followed up the Super Bowl season with 5-12, and there were injuries and stuff like that, but that there may have been too much celebration heading into the year. This feels like the reverse.
Yep.
Because these guys, I think, rightly feel like they could have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like if they had gotten there, they would have won.
Yep.
And they were really close. So it's like the reverse celebration effect.
They had a chip on their shoulder
Yeah.
because they didn't get to celebrate.
So they can be like a favorite with a chip on their shoulder, which is really unusual.
Right, exactly. And I think, you know, we've talked to such great reporters today. Wow.
Yeah.
Jourdan Rodrigue, terrific. Sarah Barshop was great. Vinny Bonsignore was great. Training camp, I think this year feels different. I think the fans are a little bit through the roof excited.
Okay. Let me tell you a sign that things feel different from the fan perspective, and Emily will back me up on this. I think you will as well.
Yep.
Getting in here today was a nightmare.
It really was.
It was difficult.
I was in such a long line of cars.
Because there was, and we've done this a million times.
Yep.
I don't remember it ever being this crowded getting in.
It was like a line outside the door like an hour and a half before practice even started.
And I think it speaks to the excitement that fans feel about this team. They want to be here to watch.
And by the way, if you've never been to training camp, this is a really cool – I see Devontae Adams signing autographs right now. This is a really cool opportunity for you to get really close to your favorite player. Like Puka Nacua is sitting right there.
Yeah.
I mean it's really cool to get this close to your
Get
team.
here early, really make sure you give yourself time. But once you are here, you will have a blast.
And by the way, we are back here on Monday, which also happens to be baseball trade deadline day, so we could be celebrating the Rams and Tarek Skubal. How about that? And it's been a fun show.
Tigers fans seem to think Skubal's gone.
I think he's gone.
They were celebrating his 1000th strikeout as if they were saying, to use the Mason and Ireland parlance, hail fellow well met.
By the way, we use that when somebody dies, but in this case, and you know it's totally not right. Hail fellow well met is not a thing. I got it from somewhere and we run with it when somebody dies, but I don't think it's actually a thing.
Well, it is, though, for this show.
Right.
It's for this show.
We invented Hail Fellow Well Met.
Yes.
Like we invented the blame pie.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so we're waiting on Myles Garrett. Let's I'll tell you what. Let's talk a little bit about something here. I want to know from you, Andy, as you look around the league, who do you think the Rams' biggest challenger is for the Super Bowl?
I mean, you have to keep the Seahawks in that conversation.
Yeah.
Especially, too, because I feel like they're going to take notice that they're defending Super Bowl champions and nobody's talking about it.
Nobody's talking about it. Exactly.
And they were such a surprise Super Bowl champion heading into last year to eventually winning it all. I imagine they feel like a team that everybody thinks was fluky that they won it in the first place. Like Sam Darnold had not been thought of as a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And I imagine that is something that's going to energize that team. They're very good. Their defense is incredible.
Yep.
JSN is arguably the best receiver.
McDonald's a terrific coach.
I still think the biggest rivalry is just within the division. The NFC West is going to be brutal.
Yeah, and I don't know what to expect, for example, from San Francisco. I know what we're going to get from Seattle. They have great continuity there. They've made some changes. They've added Mike Evans to that wide receiver room in San Francisco. And San Francisco, I don't care. That's the team I want to beat more than any other team.
I would also say, too, and maybe this is the USC homer in me coming through because he was a Trojan. I was a big fan. I think the Bears. I would keep an eye on the Bears. Like Caleb Williams has shown,
he's got something.
Well, he's got something too, in particular in tight games down the stretch. Like he is as capable of making things happen as anyone in the league.
Yeah, and I was looking at something today. The Raiders are probably going to start with Kirk Cousins instead of Fernando Mendoza. I don't know why. I don't believe in the hold a clipboard for a year mentality. I say get them out there. Most of the quarterbacks we've seen, whether it's Caleb Williams or C.J. Stroud or any number of quarterbacks, they start from the jump.
As long as you believe in your line, you have to have a good line. True. Otherwise, and the Raiders know this as well as anybody, you could end up creating a quarterback who has all sorts of bad habits because he's constantly running for his life. He never gets an opportunity to even make reads because he's always dealing with pressure. Like, especially with a rookie quarterback, you have to have a good line.
Absolutely. I've got that bet with Brian Cohen. I do think they'll be better than expected. And I do love Mendoza.
Yeah.
I think Mendoza's
well, but
I think Clint Kubiak's a great head coach.
Well, it's going to be interesting, though, whether or not – I know why you love Mendoza, whether or not he's actually going to be the guy, though. Like, I think right now, Cousins.
QB1 is Cousins right now.
So,
but he left the door open.
He left the door open, but for the time being, if some of this is fueled by your love of Mendoza, then that may not come into play.
Yeah. I do think we should circle back to something that I think is a big deal if you're a Dodger fan while we wait on Myles. Shohei Ohtani, we know he's had the knee thing. Now, apparently, he's got a right biceps thing. So if you think about this, his right arm is his pitching arm. His landing foot is his left foot. So he's got the knee there, the bicep here. What are we doing? He's not pitched since July 3rd, and I don't think he should pitch anytime soon, not until we know he's sound.
Well, I think they're waiting for that period for him to be sound. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he didn't pitch again until September, basically to ramp up for the playoffs.
To ramp up, yeah.
And I'm good with that. In the same way that, like, Will Smith, I've gotten a sense, maybe wrong, time will tell, I've gotten a sense that part of the reason this has taken so long for him to get back is they haven't needed him to come back. So they're giving him all the maximum time possible to recover with that neck because they're doing just fine without him. With Ohtani, you don't have to rush to put him out there.
No, and I do think that the Skubal thing, and we heard from Jeff Passan earlier in the show, I think the Skubal thing is happening. I think they are going to trade him. And, he says that everybody assumes he's going to go to the Dodgers, that there's an assumption in Major League Baseball that the Dodgers are going to do what it takes to get Skubal.
By the way, too, like, how awesome is it to be a Dodger fan?
Oh,
just knowing, though, your team, because of the way it's built, because of the money behind it, all of that stuff, everybody just assumes you're going to get that player.
Yes.
And it's not, by the way, like, people often talk about the Lakers getting every single free agent. The reality is that's not really how it's worked out. The Dodgers actually do get every single player.
And here's
that
the
they seem
thing.
to want.
They have the most assets.
Yeah.
They've got all those, they've got 9 of the top 100 prospects in Major League Baseball. The Tigers are looking for outfield help. They've got 6 outfielders in the top 100 prospects. The Dodgers were, built to make this trade.
Yeah. They are so well situated to where they can get him if they want, but they don't have to be desperate either. And Detroit is going to know that in dealing with the Dodgers, that you're not going to be able to put their backs against the wall because they're good enough that they can actually say, look, we'd love to have him, but if we don't get him, we don't have to have him to win a World Series, and we might be able to get him in the offseason anyway, particularly if he's a Boris client.
Sure.
And he's
although we're moving into a nuclear winter of a work stop.
Sure, but eventually there will be baseball.
Yes.
Like at some point, the nuclear will end and the dust will settle, the cloud will go down.
Yep.
Baseball will start again. The Dodgers can go get him then.
By the way, I was talking to somebody the other day. I think what's going to happen is they'll lock him out in December, and they'll figure it out and come back around where the All-Star break would be. I don't think they will miss another World Series like they did in '94.
I really hope not. I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it would be a disaster for the sport, without question. We just saw Ty Simpson walk by. There he goes. Who is officially, at the moment, the backup quarterback to Matthew Stafford.
You know what? Maybe this is just because he's been sold the way he is. In person, he actually looks taller than I expected.
There you go.
In all honesty,
That's a good sign.
does.
Yeah, he does seem taller.
But he's been sold as like he's 5'2" or something like that.
Yeah,
so I was expecting this little guy. He's not that little.
No, he's not that little. And, one of my concerns, and we talked about this earlier, I think there are 2 concerns if you're a Rams fan. Number 1 is depth at offensive line because we don't know what's going to happen with Alaric Jackson. And the other is backup quarterback because if Matthew Stafford, for example, gets dinged up and leaves the Giants game or the Ravens, the Chiefs game or whatever it is, Ty Simpson's got to be ready to step in and be that guy.
So you're automatically removing Stetson Bennett from the equation?
Yes, I am. Ty Simpson is their guy. I mean, that's
here's the thing though. Ty Simpson's their guy, obviously, because they drafted him in the first round, but he was never meant to be their guy right now. So I feel like their confidence in Simpson right now shouldn't really matter because that's not when they drafted him for anyway.
Right.
It's really about, do you have confidence in Bennett? Because if you don't have confidence in Bennett, that's when you really need to go out and get like Jimmy Garoppolo or Derek Carr or whoever.
Or one of those guys.
I don't think it's about Simpson. Like, I don't think it's even fair to frame it through Simpson.
Well, at this point, QB2 is Stetson Bennett. That can move. There's a big chant for Puka Nacua. There he goes.
With his fresh new haircut.
Yeah, that's right. Fresh haircut. And we're going to wait on Myles Garrett here.
Myles Garrett will be coming out in a few minutes. He had to go do something else first.
Okay, cool. No worries. All right. So we would do some Super Crosstalk here.
Yeah. Why don't we break? We can figure out if they're available for Super Crosstalk, and then we'll have hopefully Myles Garrett out soon.
All right. That's coming up next for you, Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John. 710 ESPN.
LAFC is on a roll with 4 straight wins, and now it's a showdown at the top of the Western Conference.
Third is gathered and it's scored again!
Son Heung-min and Denis Bouanga are both red hot, scoring in 3 straight matches as the black and gold take on the Vancouver Whitecaps, with both clubs tied at 33 points.
Denis Bouanga is absolutely red hot.
LAFC versus the Whitecaps. Coverage begins Saturday at 4 p.m. on the ESPN LA app. Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
Los Angeles, your Rams have reloaded, and they're ready to kick off their 2026 campaign. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett joins reigning MVP Matthew Stafford to lead the Rams into massive matchups against the Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, Packers, and more. To experience every matchup live and enjoy home playoff ticket access, plus interest-free monthly payment plans and stadium event presale access, visit therams.com/2026. Again, that is therams.com/2026. Get your Rams season tickets today.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Have you ever been in one of those 4DX theaters?
The one at Disneyland for I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, same idea.
Yeah, that.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
The one right here, the theater here, is a 4DX.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I went over there to watch a movie one afternoon when I was doing the morning show, and I had something later that day, so I'm like, I'll go see a movie. I had no idea what it was, and I just went, and all of a sudden the seat starts shaking and water starts squirting around.
Smells.
And the smells and the fog and all this other stuff. It's wild.
They put smells?
Yeah, like scents. Like, so let's say you're entering it's an ocean scene. You can get like the scent of salt water in the air. Like they pump it into the room.
They're not going to pump locker room smell, right?
Well, they could.
They're going to pump funk?
I don't know.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't drink the movie, but I mean, if you can put good smells in, you can put bad smells in too.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app and live on YouTube.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt rebound.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Woo.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey, Base.
Nada.
Hey, AK.
How's the weather?
Hey. The weather
Nice.
is perfect. It's a sunny day. It's beautiful. There's a nice ocean breeze here. It is absolutely perfect out here.
Are they on the field?
Say again?
Are they on the field now?
Nope, they've left.
They've wrapped.
They have
They
departed.
left the
They've
field.
wrapped for the day.
Okay.
Yes. So I was going to mention actually a couple of things I was going to talk to you guys about. First of all, woo, 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 that.
Yes.
That came from ziplining, but I noticed the other day I took my dog Ron for a walk. And Ron, when he sees another dog, goes, woo, 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 woo. See, he absolutely does. And I've got to find a way to record that because it is exactly what we do at the start of Super Crosstalk. The other thing, by the way, is the idea of Travis Rogers at a 4D theater is wildly entertaining to me.
Wow. I didn't know what I was getting
entertaining.
into. I went in on accident. I didn't even know what it was.
I did the same. The movie was John Wick. And, I am a beagle owner. I've had a beagle my whole life.
Oh.
So the beginning of this thing, my chair's shaking. They're spraying water at me. They kill a beagle. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I left that thing.
for me.
So was this
Terrible
the
experience.
Travis? Was this the Odyssey?
No, this was it was a Tom Cruise movie, one of those Jack Reacher movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was working in the morning here, and I had something to stick around for like late in the afternoon. I had like 6 hours to kill. I wasn't going to go home. I'm like, I'll go check out a movie, and went over there and bought a 4XD or whatever it's called ticket. And the next thing you know, my seat is shaking and the seat's spitting at me. It was a wild ride. Yeah.
Terrible experience. I don't need that fourth D. I'll take a third D sometimes when they give me the glasses, but a fourth D is not necessary.
Agreed.
It's excessive.
Yeah, it is excessive.
Yeah.
So we've been talking, obviously, a lot of Rams today as we're at Rams training camp. I don't know if we talked about this specifically, but depth on the offensive line, DeMarco. We don't know what's going to happen with Alaric Jackson, but if something does, where is our depth on the offensive line coming from?
Well, that is the $60,000 question about what's going to happen to Jackson there. And there's probably going to be some sort of suspension, you would think, right?
Yep, you would think.
But, I mean, the charges have been dropped, and I don't think it's really front burner. You know what I mean?
The NFL does whatever they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. But as far as depth, here's a name and number. Number 79, Keegan Trost. He's the guy they just drafted. He's the guy that's going to be trained as the swing guard, swing tackle. He's been about 4 or 5 different places. He's one of those dudes that's transferred around. So he's very adaptable. They like his demeanor. So that could provide some depth there. And Bo Lemmer's still on the team. Justin Dedich is still on the team. He's got a little thumb issue now.
He's got a hand injury, right?
Yeah, I guess a tree fell on him.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's.
They said it was around 4th of July, so I was afraid it was a fireworks.
Yeah,
it's not a fireworks.
We did chalk talk with Charles McVay. He said he had a tree injury or something. A tree fell on his hand.
That's either a very large tree or a very small tree.
I was thinking,
I'm like, to land specifically just on your thumb is. Now I'm interested.
Is it like a bonsai or something?
Yeah,
like a bonsai tree.
Jeff Kent came to mind, though. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Trav, we think Edwin Diaz is back tonight on his bobblehead night if they need him. Shohei Ohtani had a great night last night.
Sure did.
But now there's an injury that I didn't know about. We know about the knee. Now there's something with his bicep. We need his bat more than we need his arm. I mean, I want him. I want him to cool it on the pitching for a while. Maybe you ramp it back up in September and maybe get a start out of him in the postseason. But we really need his bat.
Yeah, no, he at this point on this team, he's more valuable as an offensive player than he is as a pitcher. I completely agree with you that he's still the best offensive player on this team, even though his season this year is not Shohei-like. It's still really, really impressive. He's, second in baseball in WAR. I agree with you. The only thing I would add in there, Mace, is I think that and I'm going based on what he said yesterday. He actually spoke a little bit yesterday that if this were September or October, I think you'd see him pitching. I don't think this is something.
Oh, you think he would be pitching?
I do. I think this is something that maybe you could muscle through for a month if you had to do it, knowing that the finish line was nearby. I think we're going to see him in October. I think we'll see him probably sparingly until then on the mound, but I fully expect him to hearing what he said yesterday, I expect him to pitch because that was look, we have plenty of time to figure this out. If it were August or September, October, it would be different. That made me feel better.
It's not apples to apples, but it reminds me a bit of what's going on with Will Smith and the idea that part of the reason I think that this thing has lingered as long and his return is because they haven't needed him.
Right.
Like
the report is he's not experiencing any pain right
now. But they've allowed him to really reach the pain-free portion of this recovery and, truly get there because there's no need to rush him back. But if, say, we were approaching October and there was still a little more pain, I think you might be more likely to see Will Smith gut his way through it. But right now there's no reason to. You have the luxury of time.
They've earned the right to punt on all of this stuff because they have a double-digit lead in their division, so they can.
It's
literally
a dress rehearsal.
Yes, it's a 6-month spring training. It's unsatisfying to think of it that way, but that's basically what it is. Is get all your ducks in a row for maybe the first week in September, play a month with your full complement of players, and then go into the postseason hopefully as healthy as possible.
So Detroit is expected to trade Tarek Skubal.
Did you see what happened to them today?
No.
They blew a 7-run lead in his last. Yeah, they ended up losing in the 12th inning.
Was that Kenley that blew the save?
I'm not sure if he was specific. I would imagine that they were all involved in that meltdown.
Yeah,
considering
took
how
a
many.
lot of people to give up 7 runs.
But now all of a sudden it's they're 6 back in their division. I think they're 5.5 back in the wild card. So if there was even a slim hope of holding on to him, I think it's gone now.
So I'll tell you, the one thing I'll say is they are looking for major league ready pitcher and young outfielders. Now, I think the Dodgers were created. They have the exact assets that they are looking for in Detroit. I don't see any way that this doesn't happen. Do you?
Yeah. I think there's a way that it doesn't happen. But I think that it's probably if it's the Dodgers.
If he gets traded, he's getting traded to the Dodgers.
I think that that's the most likely destination. Yeah, because of what you just said, that they have a glut of young outfielders. They have a smorgasbord of young pitchers. Like, take your pick. You want a left-hander? We got that. You want a right-hander? We got that. You want somebody that has some major league experience? No problem. You want somebody that's still developing and you haven't started the clock on their free agency? We got that. They have everything you could possibly want. So I guess it's just a question of whether or not the Dodgers want to pay a very high price. And considering that we're very likely to miss baseball next year and you could get him in and maybe you could sign him to a long-term. I don't know if Scott Boras will do something like that. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But whatever you can get grandfathered in, go get it grandfathered in before they change the rules.
What's so funny, though, Mace, is when you said that they have everything that Detroit seems to be looking for. The truth is they have everything everyone's looking for.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, and that gives
unbelievable assets.
But it gives them such an advantage coming up at this deadline because they can feel like we can address whatever needs that we want. We can prioritize them however we want. And we don't need to be desperate in any of this because it's like, yeah, they would want Skubal, but they should not feel desperate to get him. And that gives you an awesome advantage when it comes to actually making these type of deals.
And you can really ramp up the price on whoever else may be in on it, right? Like, let's just use the Yankees as an example. If the Yankees want him, or Philadelphia or Milwaukee, which is really scary if you put him together with Mizorowski, like, at least you can make them burn their minor league system to the ground to go get him because the Dodgers have the assets to go do it. And if the Brewers just have to keep outbidding the Dodgers, they're going to run out of players well before L.A. is.
Hey, DeMarco.
What's up?
Did you like this stage of training camp where they are right now? Dorms and all that stuff. Is that something you enjoyed, or is that something that was just like hard work?
I liked it better when I was single. When you have a family, when you get older, it sucks. You have to leave your family. But when I was single, It was a blast. You show up to camp with a toothbrush, and that's it. You know what I mean? One phone number. That's all you need. But, when you become a dad, it's like Stafford's got 4 kids. It's hard for him to leave. They don't want daddy to go. They don't get it, so it gets harder. But, yeah. But I just told Travis a story about Dick Vermeil when he came up to visit Linehan. The Rams had camp in this great college campus in Wisconsin because of the weather in St. Louis was too brutal. And I picked up Vermeil. I drove him to camp, and he looked around. He saw the rooms. Every room had a TV. Every room was air-conditioned. And he looks at me and goes, man, it's going to be hard to be tough here.
Yeah.
Like, part of camp is you have to suffer. You have to sacrifice. So it should be hard. You should have to get used to these dorm beds. You should never want to be there again. You know what I mean? That's what camp is
The image
for.
of, like, Myles Garrett sleeping in a dorm bed is very
in a
amusing
dorm
to
bed.
me.
It sucks, right? Yeah, but that's the point.
Big-ass dorm bed. It better.
One thing we know for sure, if Aaron Donald comes back, it will be after the dorm bed stage.
By the way, that's something that everybody said here, and we talked to all the experts, all the beat writers, Jourdan Rodrigue and Sarah Barshop and Vinny Bonsignore and all those guys. They all have the Aaron's coming back vibe.
So
all of them.
Me and Cap, we did Chalk Talk with Sean McVay.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
It was awesome. The guy commands the room like no other.
I bet.
It's so cool because Travis, another thing. He is my longest running head coach.
Oh, yeah.
Of anybody that's
10
ever.
10 years is an eternity in the NFL.
Yeah. 4 years with Don James, 3 years with Vermeil.
Yeah.
Him for 10. So I got to see him grow up. So we talked. It was great, and he offered without us asking. He told this fan right in front, yeah, AD's coming back.
There you go.
Wow.
That's
right. That's what I said.
Wow.
I'm like, wait, hold on. That feels like that's breaking news.
You're kind of bearing the lead there, Marco.
That's kind of a big story.
Right. I mean, that's what he said. So he said, look, he's been, for the better part of 2 years, he's been asking Aaron about coming back, and he's got nothing but flat no's. Like from Aaron, the last 2 years. Do you want to play?
Yep.
No. This year, it's different. This year, he's actually thinking about it. So what he needs to do is, can he still be Aaron Donald? Can he still be that guy when he steps on the field? That's what he's trying to figure out right now.
I wanted to ask you about the you were with Sean today. Sean he works with a lot of smart people. Nate Schiohaas obviously is there now. I would imagine he's a future head coach. Cliff Kingsbury is there. Tell me about sort of that coaching collaboration that exists.
Well, I mean, he's got a line of people that want to come here and coach. So it's almost like Pete Carroll and USC. You need to turn pro because this kid we just brought in here ain't going to wait. You know what I mean? So Nate Schiohaas, the next coaching cycle that comes around, you need to be close to getting the job or getting the job. Chris Shula the same way. There are guys that want to come here and coach. They want to learn from Sean McVay. They want to learn his install package. They want to know what he sees, but he surrounds himself with good people. He seeks out good people. He told us about a book that he read about leadership. He's constantly learning about how to lead and get better every single day. So you have to be on that same page. Some coaches value toughness. They value guys that work out in the weight room. That's what they consider good. Sean McVay values everything above the neck.
Yeah.
How smart are you? How much can you help me there?
I've said this for a while now. I've talked about it on my podcast a bunch too. That as innovative as he is offensively, as great as he is in the room, as inspiring as he can be, as captivating as he can be, all of those things, I'm not so sure that his greatest asset as a coach isn't his ability to identify other really good coaches and put them, because think about how often he's had to turn over his staff. Every year there's a brain drain of guys going to other places, getting other head coaching jobs, and most of them, unlike other guys like Bill Belichick, most of Sean McVay's guys go and have a great deal of success wherever it is they go. Other than Brandon Staley, they've all kind of thrived where they've gone to other places, and yet he doesn't seem to miss a beat. Like we've seen it in Philadelphia with Nick Sirianni, where the coordinators leave. We saw it with Dan Campbell in Detroit. The coordinators leave, and the thing stops working the way that it worked before. With McVay, it just keeps going, and he just keeps replacing it with more smart people.
It's a little like the Dodgers, right? It's a little bit like the Dodgers front office. Let's get all the smart people in one room, and let's see what the output is, right?
I think so. I just think that this is why I'm excited about the Lakers and their future moving forward, is just having a lot of smart people collaborate on a single thing is almost always a good idea. That's what they've done.
This is how we beat this. This is how we see that coverage. This is what they do. This is what we did. He takes all that info. Like Cliff Kingsbury being here is going to be huge. His screen game knowledge is unmatched.
Yeah.
If you take anything away from what he does, bringing that to the Rams is going to be huge.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're coming back to Rams training. I am not leaving until Myles Garrett gets here.
What's going to happen is Marco and Travis are going to start their show.
Okay.
But whenever Myles gets out here, we're going to go live to us, and then we're going to interview Myles.
Okay. You will go live to us.
We go live to LMU, where Steve Mason and Myles Garrett and Andy Kamenetzky are standing by.
All right,
this just handed to me.
We will be standing by, and coming up next, the DeMarco and Travis show will start. I would say see you tomorrow, but
see you in
a
little
bit. A couple of minutes here. Mason and Ireland.